3, 2, 1. Hey, Wesam.
Hello.
Actually, how I normally start. Hold on. We're going to cut that out.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Welcome to Sticks and Stones. And today we're really excited because we have our special guest right here, Wesam Keesh. Welcome.
Hello.
Yay! Cool. Episode
Thanks for
11.
having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for accidentally signing up for our podcast and then feeling bad and making us a charity case. And we appreciate that so much.
You know what? First of all, you're welcome. And second of all, your response was a lot more professional and positive than some of the other responses I've been getting on Matchmaker, which for those of the people listening wondering what Matchmaker is, it's not a dating site. No. It's for podcasters to get on other podcast people's shows, vice versa.
Yeah.
It's a matchmaker website for podcasters.
And guests to vice versa, be on or have people on.
Yeah.
Yep. So you reached out, but what were some of the other responses that you were getting?
Oh, just recently. And I
Okay, let's hear it.
I sent out the generic response to everybody, just to the ones, not to everybody, to the ones I thought it would be a good fit. And then he responds back, "It looks like you have a strong following. Why would you want to be on my podcast though?" And I was just like, all right, well.
No, I don't. So
yeah.
Forget it.
But I mean, to be fair, we didn't think it was real either. So,
Yeah.
but I mean,
That's fair. Yeah, true.
I needed to talk to you on some other platform because that was also the first time I had used it. That was like the first day that I had gotten on that thing. So I had no idea how that worked.
But I'm not that famous. And like, who's going to catfish you guys? Like, they're going to know it's not me whenever.
All the time.
On something like that, I don't think so. But, well, no, I immediately went online and you have a check mark. I mean, I think if you write back and you have a check mark, then that's at least a little bit of a verification, right?
That's true. Yeah.
So,
how does that feel, by the way, to have a check mark by your name? Nothing.
It feels like nothing.
It feels like nothing.
You need the check mark for Raya, though. That dating app, the like celebrity dating app. You have to be verified. Yeah, you do have to be verified.
I've never even heard of
or
that.
you have to know somebody who's verified to be able to get on it.
Oh.
So maybe
now
if
we know
that's
somebody.
The case, oh yeah, for you, yeah.
For me,
perfect.
yes.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I have a question for you guys then. So you guys are obviously not in the industry at all. How does that, I guess, the actor or celebrity or online insta-famous lifestyle look to you guys from your end? I feel like you guys are like, I don't want to say normal people, but not in the industry.
We're normal people, yeah.
I'll let you go first.
To me, I think I'm old enough to understand that a lot of it is truly just bullshit online, and so that honestly, that doesn't faze me.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I think it's still exciting to hear about it because it looks a certain way to most of the public, and therefore it's still, listen, I'm still following Perez Hilton, okay? I still like to read up on celebrity gossip and all of that, but as far as the TikTok stars, the YouTube stars, I've never gotten into that. I don't know who any of those people are. So if I was going to be starstruck, if you will, by Johnny Depp, or it would be somebody along those lines, I guess. But
I think anybody can look appealing with a filter and followers.
But he's asking like about like the check mark in general. Like just having that doesn't mean that you're just like this massive
But
star.
people do pay attention to how many followers you have.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And you can monetize on that now too. So I think that's part of the appeal.
Whether they're real people or not. To
just have that. So
I was talking about in general.
Yeah. No, I don't think it phases me too much. Then again, what show am I really into right now? I might get nervous if like Jason Bateman or something, if they feel like that would be a pretty hard. It just depends on the caliber of the person. That's it.
I'm so sorry. I should rephrase the question though.
Okay.
Does it look appealing at all?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, of course. You mean, does anybody want, would I like to have that type of, would I like for my podcast to get to a point where I could have a check mark and therefore get better guests and get more listens strictly because of that? Of course it's appealing.
Yeah.
If I was looking for somebody to date, that was, I mean, I guess that would, I don't know if that would really do anything for me.
As far as dating goes, no, I don't care about that.
Mm-hmm.
But having friends, it's like that saying, what is this saying?
I don't know.
People you hang out with,
I think it's
is how you portray yourself and how you exude your energy. That sounds crazy, but
I just think it's too case by case to answer that question.
Yeah. All right. That's fair. That's fair.
So I do. All right. So we have some fun segments that I want to do, but we can do that later. But I do.
Yeah.
I don't. To be honest, if you want to, you can. Like I stalked you fully on IMDb and kind of looked into your background. We've already spoken to you. You're from Tulsa.
Mm-hmm.
We just went on our float trip. Your family still lives there, right? Your mom still lives there.
Mom and dad, yeah, they're Oklahoma based as of now.
But you are, I'm sorry if I'm wrong, you're Serbian though, right?
No, I'm not Serbian at all. I'm Syrian.
Syrian. God damn it.
But Serbian. Oh my God. That's the funniest thing that's ever been asked. So obviously you're Serbian, right?
Oh God,
Obviously.
we're deleting this.
No, you're keeping it. This is freaking gold. No, I was born in Syria, but I was raised most of my life here in the States. So
My God, I'm gonna get me too, and I don't even.
No, that's hilarious to me. I just like. Well, obviously you're Serbian.
Yeah, like that. I think I was asking it like as a question, like you're Serbian, right? Okay, great.
I'm just fucking with you guys.
I said mention that. So
You did.
I did say that.
But I was like so sure. I was pretty sure. It was like 98%.
She's a pro stalker over here.
Apparently not. So
anyway,
where'd you get Serbian though? Did you just mix up Syria and Serbia?
Yeah, I mean I know they're nowhere near each. I know. Well, I don't know geographically where. Didn't we look up where Serbia was?
Southern Europe.
This has to stay in. This podcast has to be 0 edited, by the way.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I said look up where Serbia is, and I'm like, what if we were to jump?
Google.
What if we were to jump on and be like, yeah, so Serbia. Oh, right. The southern Europe by the whatever peninsula.
I think our listeners know that's not how we operate.
Like, oh, they're geographical geniuses. Okay, so I'm so sorry. Yes, Syria. Yeah. And you were actually born there, and then you guys all moved here. Yeah?
Yes. Okay. Or my mom and dad and me, brothers were born in New York.
Okay. Your brothers?
And then we were then raised most of our lives in Oklahoma.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
I love Oklahoma.
She does love Oklahoma.
Yeah. I grew up in Texas, so going to Oklahoma was like an every month type thing.
Oh, nice. What part?
Texoma, like right on the edge. So we would go camping there every summer, winter, fall, spring.
We camped there. We lived outside most of the year, so.
Most of the time. Yeah. Tomboy at heart.
So after looking you up and obviously getting where you're from wrong, the rest of this should be interesting. Tell us something that we wouldn't know after extensively stalking you on IMDb, okay? Because I know about these big shows that you're on, and we can, go into that. But one thing that I did love was your role as the mime in 1,000 Ways to Die, right?
Yes.
Was that your first?
Yes.
What was the first?
What was the first what? Sorry, I don't know what the question was.
What was your first role?
Role on television?
Yeah. Okay. Well, yes.
First role on television.
Anything.
I think that 1,000 Ways to Die episode where I come in as a mime. Yeah, and I did a lot of mime videos in college. Not a lot, but there's a handful of funny mime videos. Like we recreated the trailer for Brokeback Mountain just with mimes. Me and my buddy Jason Inman and Pete Brennan, and when we were in college, so that was funny, just because it was mimes, And yeah.
Brokeback Mountain.
What?
What scene in Brokeback?
Oh no! Literally, the whole trailer is scene for scene, like we tried to recreate the whole trailer scene for scene. So just like the trailer for Brokeback Mountain, just in mime format.
Okay,
Yeah,
That's
I
fine.
take that.
And then okay, so let's go back to what I found on IMDb because
Okay.
the roles that I think most people and most of the questions that I've gotten for you have been, if you will, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but like as you go along, you're getting these bigger and bigger roles, right? That where you're, I mean, awkward was a pretty big deal for you, as it seems. And I had a
Right.
lot of questions about that come up. I think that's
Mhm.
where a lot of people had recognized you from.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
more recently, definitely Good Girls.
Mhm.
And actually, let me ask you about that because that's the one that I think about the most when I think of you. What was it like? What was this like? Was this like the most starstruck that you've been working? I mean, is Mae Whitman one of the biggest actresses that you've worked with?
Um, I hope this doesn't come off the wrong way. No, I was not starstruck. I've been very lucky and blessed, and I've worked very hard in terms of the time I've been out here. But the way my career has established itself for me has been brick by brick, step by step, and nothing has happened overnight. And so the idea or like the feeling of being starstruck, I think it goes away pretty quickly. I think the only time I was really, and I wouldn't even say starstruck, it's usually, I don't know, I'm like, oh, wow, I used to watch this guy growing up on TV and now I'm doing a scene with him. Oh, that's nuts. Okay, cool. Like I forget I would have to look it back at my IMDb to try to remember a specific time when that's happened. But um oh, The Mentalist. I think the one of the scenes I did with the main he's the Asian detective on the show. He had a small part on The Office. And I remember seeing him on The Office and going, "Oh, that's so bizarre." And so it goes away pretty quickly because I'm there to do my job and I love my job and I take this craft super super seriously and yes, I do have fun with it, but yeah, the starstruck aspect of it goes away. Yeah.
Is that because you see how everything works behind the scenes? You know that these people are just nothing more than normal people. And you're not so much an outsider looking in anymore because you're very much involved in what's going on. You know the ins and outs of it. So, I mean, maybe that's why that aspect goes away. I don't know if I ever hear
Yeah.
any actors really say that they're starstruck anymore once they get
Yeah.
to.
I think also I equate a lot of things to martial arts and like fighting and war because I grew up with a lot of martial arts experience and stuff like that. So I always imagine, like, for instance, working with Christina Hendricks, freaking amazing actress, right? And it didn't hit me until I'm in the middle of the scene with her and be like, oh yeah, she's like critically acclaimed. Obviously, I can tell she's an amazing actress working with her. You know what I mean? Like incredibly, incredibly professional. And some of these choices I'm seeing her make, I'm like, oh, that's really interesting. Like, oh, that's cool. Oh, I see what she did there. Oh, that's very clever. That's very clever. So I equate it with like, I don't know, an up and coming like MMA fighter getting to fight with somebody like if he's a heavyweight and he's trying to fight like Stipe. I don't know if you guys know MMA, probably not, or probably so. But like,
Joe Rogan talks about it on the podcast. If it doesn't cross that, then no.
okay, like somebody like for instance getting to spar or train with Mike Tyson, and they're a boxer. I mean, that would be like a dream come true. You know what I mean? And I think they would be less nervous if they've really taken their craft seriously and more like, I can't wait to learn from this person, and I can't wait to show them what I got. So that's where I'm coming from with a lot of my stuff.
I love that.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that. I like getting that perspective on it because as an outsider looking in, I don't know. Let me tell. So this was acting was a huge dream of mine, and I ended up going a completely different path. But I did go. I went to Mizzou for film and TV, and my plan was to move to California when I was done. And I partied a little too hard,
Mm.
and I ended up joining the military instead. And
Awesome.
so I just did my thank you. So I just did my time there, and then one thing led to another, and then I got pregnant and blah blah blah. So I end up here in Texas. So the path totally changed, but it
I wish
is
you met me.
right. Yes, I wouldn't have met you. But I think I'm so intrigued by anybody who I meet doing this, not on a starstruck level, but just the fact that most people start really, really young. They go out there, they struggle. It's not, for most people, is not an easy path to take. And that, I guess, is what I'm kind of wondering about you. Now, I saw that you went to college in Tulsa, right? Initially was still in the acting path. You knew that you wanted to do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And didn't you go to the UK for
Yeah.
something?
I went and studied during the summer theater and art
Mhm.
while I was there in London. And I decided to, when I first started college, I was majoring in theater performance and international business because one of my uncles worked in Dubai at the time. And I was like, oh, wow, he's in business and he's doing very great for himself. I thought he was rich, you know, and he was doing fine. And I was like, oh, cool, I want to do that. I like money. So I was like, yeah, I'll do that. And it wasn't until like my second semester or second year in college where I was like, I was in the acting class and my teacher, Lisa Wilson, there was so amazing. And I was like, oh, this is a craft and I really, really love this. Okay, cool. This is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And when I studied abroad for a summer in the UK, I had already been to see like New York City and seen Broadway, you know, and I was like, oh, cool, that's Broadway. But when I went to UK and I saw theater there, I was like, oh, whoa, this is acting. The caliber of work I saw out there, oh my gosh. I mean, it was mind blowing to an idiot college kid like me at the time who
What's the
wasn't
difference
good
between,
at acting at all.
what's the difference between theater out there and seeing a Broadway show, though?
Oh man, what's okay, uh do
Okay.
you guys follow any martial arts at all?
I
No.
don't.
No, okay. How about sports? What do you guys follow?
Yeah, no.
No,
Football.
okay.
Says.
I don't, but okay. Go ahead.
Football.
I'll catch up to the
Hockey,
analogies.
maybe.
Okay. You're just watching masters at their craft versus, I don't know, like a blue belt. You see that you're like, oh, I thought that guy was good. This guy's on another level completely. The work out there was so just on another level in terms of the acting, the production, the groundedness, the connectiveness, the just everything about it. It's hard to capture unless you're actually there talking about specifics. And I was like, that's what I want to aspire to. And yeah.
Okay. And then okay, so you're just saying it was more, you say grounded, it was more professional. I mean, I guess when you say theater in the UK and then we're talking about Broadway here, they're both
Yeah.
technically theater, right?
Yeah.
Isn't Broadway
Yeah.
still theater? Okay. All right.
I'm talking
Like,
about the performances. Listen, New York at that time, when I went to New York at the time, they had amazing theater. I'm not saying the theater was bad there,
yeah.
not at all. But when you watch, for instance, a person who's in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and they have their black belt and they're awesome, they're so good. Compare them to like a white belt or a blue belt. You know, of course that there's a huge difference. But then you do like competition black belt who like competes in tournaments, and that level of intensity and craft is on another level. And then you put like somebody with their coral belt, like Jean-Jacques or somebody like that, and you're just like, oh my gosh, there's levels to these games, and it goes on forever, you know? So.
So then did you think, okay, well, I want to do theater and then come back? I mean, is that where you started, or do you have to pick a path that's like, I want to do TV, I want to do movies, I want to do theater? Do you have to pick one right
Right.
off the bat? I mean,
So parents were super supportive, even though they're conservative in some aspects, super supportive. My dad was like, if you want to be an actor, totally fine. Just be the best actor. I was like, fair, I'll do that. And I was doing theater since 8th grade, and in the summer, and I had a really good high school program at Union High School with Troy Powell, and I would do improv camp. And then in the summertime, the touring Shakespeare companies would come into town, and they'd let me. I'd audition. I'm like this like high school student who looks like he's just got into middle school. I looked so young, and they were like, why don't you just come hang out with us and watch us and be part of like a servant in the thing? And so I spend my summers with these amazing Shakespearean like touring actors. And when I was in college, you know, obviously there's a lot of theater there too. But then I was like, oh man, if I really want to make a living out of this, I have to work in television or in films. And I kind of skipped over this part. I had gone out to LA right before my sophomore year in high school to give like pilot season a shot. And I almost got a show while I was out here, you know. A lot of that was luck. You guys remember Phil of the Future?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, totally.
Yeah. Yeah, it was for the lead in that.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Wait.
and I
How do you go about finding these gigs? Do you just walk
right.
on the street and someone grabs you and you're like, you look like an actor?
No, I think you find, like auditioning ads and
Like,
stuff,
I
and
know
then you go
I'm being
show up.
sarcastic. I know that's not how.
No, you're kind of right. I signed up for John Casablancas when I was at a Halloween tour somewhere on a hayride. And I was like, oh, cool. I got the last spot. And I signed up for this modeling talent acting agency. And I was doing classes for modeling and acting there when I, like in 8th and 9th grade. And then an agent from LA came in and saw and said, hey, you should come out for pilot season and check it out. And that's what I did. So I kind of kept in touch with that agency. Not as much as I should have, but you know, when I was in college and high school, and right before I moved out here, I got in contact with them again, and yeah,
That's awesome.
tell them, hey, I'm going to be out here. So
Mhm.
it's weird. It's weird. It's divine timing. It's hard work. It's being focused on what you want and intention on why you're doing what you want to do. So like, I want to be able to take care of my mom and dad financially, obviously in a positive way with my work, but at the same time, do exceptional, high quality acting work that either entertains people or changes people's lives.
Hey, do
Um,
you think that it pays as well as you expected in the beginning?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I always
No, I'm kidding. No, it only pays good if you're a series regular on a TV show. I'll be honest with you, because if you're just doing a guest spot or a co-star, I remember getting my first guest spot paycheck and a third of it goes away for taxes, agent manager fee. And I was like, oh, I've got to book 8 of these to make ends meet. What? And it was so hard to book that one. So it's yeah. But if you're a series regular, it's good. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. This Zoom
Oh,
thing, you can't feel the pacing of everything.
I know. That's why I hate Zoom. It's way better in
I
person.
know.
But so how many of, wait, what was I going to say? How many of these did you have to go through before you finally got something that was somewhat stable? I mean, it was awkward, your first stable gig. Do you know how
No,
many? Okay.
there is no stable gig in this industry, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know what I
Even-
picture? I picture Joey on Friends, and he's like a struggling actor, and he gets all these commercials, like when he did the blue lipstick.
Mm-hmm.
Did you watch Friends?
I've seen episodes. I am familiar, but I don't know that many.
Not an avid fan, you wouldn't know, but he struggles a lot, and that's what I picture whenever I picture an actor in LA.
I mean, I do think that's how it is. I think it's like gig by gig. You try to, make ends meet and you try to gather as much little money as possible. Oh, I know what I was going to ask you. Did you have a job in the meantime while you were going to all these auditions? Were you a waiter like Meghan Markle? Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I worked a few things. And my parents owned a restaurant in Tulsa for a long time,
Oh,
for almost 25 years. And when I moved out here, I was working as a server and some other jobs. And
was it a Syrian restaurant?
no, oh no, wait.
It was a Syrian restaurant.
My parents' restaurant? No, it was actually it was called Heroes Subs and Burgers. And
Oh.
we served a lot of subs, burgers, gyros, Phillies,
Okay.
some Mediterranean food, but nothing crazy. Like
Okay.
tabbouleh,
I like
Yeah.
Mediterranean.
baklava.
Okay, so you just worked those jobs and then you
Yeah.
have a brother though, right? And your brother was already out. Isn't he older than you, the musician?
No, he's younger. I'm the oldest. And he moved out here 4 years ago. Wait. Yes, 4 years ago.
Okay.
Cool.
And was he, I mean, how, this video that you just produced for him, you just produced one of his music videos, right?
Mhm.
How,
And directed.
how is he doing now? I mean, is he just kind of getting his name out there, or is he kind of a big deal? How's that?
He's kicking ass. I
Yeah.
mean, he found a way to make money off of making music. And so part of his business in terms of music producing and, income that comes in is licensing his music to commercials, to movie trailers and stuff like that. Will, hey, come here for a second. Do you mind?
Let's see, Will.
Hey, I'm on the interview with these people.
Stories.
What your stuff that's been licensed? Yeah, would you like to what like NBA or what movie trailers right off the top of your head?
Sometimes it's
come here because they want to hear about your I want to plug your music. I'm plugging your music. Here. Yeah. Here he comes.
Hello.
Hey.
How are you guys? I can't hear you, but I'm sure you sound great. Keesh is my band name, solo project name that I go by, and then I also am a co-writer with The Siege, which is like a hip hop rock duo, and we do a lot of like licensing projects for like films, television, advertisements, and then I did another project recently called 1v1. It's very like funky, sports driven kind of music.
Yeah. So yeah, they said cool.
Thank you.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Yeah, they were curious. I just thought it'd be better if you just came in and said it.
How is he doing? Is he doing okay?
Yeah, he's good.
No, he's all right.
Good.
But
he said I'm all right.
If you guys,
I'm gonna end this. I'm gonna end this pretty soon. So don't worry about it. Yeah.
We're terrible.
It's nice to see you all.
See you. How old is he? Is he way younger than you?
No, he's 27, 26. 26. He's 26, but he looks younger. Yeah. Stud.
I think you're my
So
age.
handsome.
You're 32, right?
Yeah.
She's young.
I am not that younger than you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
How old are you?
28.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But anyway, no, he's kicking butt, and I'm very proud of him because I made it very clear to him when he first moved out, even though he was my brother and we were going to live together. Like, if you aren't focused on what you want to do when you come out here, and you're not driven and you're not constantly improving, there's no point of us being roommates, because I'm here to change our family's lives. And if you want to be on that same boat, awesome. But if not, then we got to go our separate ways. And he was like, no, that's exactly what I want to do. And so he stepped up, and yeah, man, it's been great.
That's awesome. That is awesome. And you were telling us that your other brother is going to school to be a dentist, which is just completely off kilter.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's kicking butt.
Good for him. Yeah.
Yeah.
My mom's a dentist, though. Dentists are supposed to be pretty nuts.
Are they?
Yeah.
Like hairdressers.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Never heard that
You
before.
heard that?
Oh my God.
Hairdressers are wacky, and
Dentists
dentists
are supposed to be like hairdressers.
No. Dentists are supposed to be suicidal. Hairdressers aren't supposed to be suicidal. That's a real thing. That is. Yes,
okay.
it is. That's a
All
real
right.
thing.
Hey, well, thanks for having me on the show. It's been a blast.
It's getting darker real fast. I'm just saying, that says actual stat. It's supposed to be
What?
that's
That's-
yes.
I think that stat's a little
Yeah.
Meet
Yeah.
my mom. Well, no, I'm not sure. Crazy.
Let's
Yeah.
hope that, like,
Okay,
your
let's
brother's
change
fine.
subject.
He's fine.
Okay, so that.
Yep.
we're
Let's
done
just
with
throw that
now.
away.
Okay.
Good. I like that. I like that.
Do you like our? Just in
No.
case you forget who we are.
No, I'm gonna be honest with you. I hate that, but that's fine.
Fine. Me too. Yeah, we know who we are. It's like fine. It's fine. So okay, listen. I want to do something fun. So I've got to actually. No. Let's start with questions. We'll start with questions. Okay.
Okay. All right. We'll go.
It's
Oh, people
fine.
actually wrote in.
Yeah.
Yeah. We do
they
know.
did.
We know people.
Oh
Real.
boy.
So
Hmm.
okay.
Not bad.
This is my.
Just wait. You just wait.
Listen, this is my question, but I know you're not going to answer truthfully anyway, even if it is true. Okay, but
All right.
I tell you right now.
She
that-
thinks that, but I think you're going to be honest.
No, he's not. Not about this one. I don't think so.
I think
But
he will.
if
gonna
it
be
were
honest.
me, I can tell you for sure I would do this on myself. All right. Have you ever called the paparazzi on yourself and been like, oh, hey, like change your voice and you're like, hey, this is or not. No, you're not saying that. You're like, hey, I got a tip, and I know that Wesam Keesh is going to be at Nobu at 8:20 p.m. and wanted them to catch you there and take pictures of you.
No.
No, you're lying. Okay, fine.
I'm lying.
Maybe you should try it. I want to see what happens.
So
first of all, nobody would come. Second of all,
TMZ would go for anything. I think they would. Fine.
Yeah, no.
Everything and everything.
I'll
make something of anything.
People say Kim Kardashian does all the time.
Well,
I think she does.
I'm sure she does.
All right. This one's from me as well. No, this is actually a real question.
We'd be here all day with her questions.
I took a lot of them out. A movie lot. Okay. So when you see all of the big warehouses and stuff, you go onto a movie lot, right? So a production company rents out these warehouses essentially. What comes on the inside of them? Is it just like it's just like an empty building where you're able to film, and then the people who own it bring in all the like what is it like when you get on there, depending on like the green screens and all the props and stuff? I mean, like, do the people who own the set, the warehouse thing, like give you that stuff to use? Like, how does that work? Or like,
are you asking how TV shows are made?
I don't know what she's talking about.
Well, they're not like filmed in an actual house, right? Like
some scenes, yeah.
Like Good Girls, like, okay, you're not in like a warehouse in like a fake living room. I'm curious.
I don't think that's a stupid question.
No, it's not.
A valid
That's not
question
a
for
stupid
someone
question.
who's not in the
No, that's for sure. I like the way it was phrased. To answer that question, a lot of times the majority of the set is built, and it's built inside these giant warehouses that you see on studio lots. Like, okay, this is oh my gosh, now I can't even think of the name. Like, this is number one, Studio One or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Studio Two. And they look like real homes from the inside. They look like real, places, whatever it may be, a laboratory, a hospital. Sometimes they'll need exterior shots. And so they'll have a specific home that they go to, like in a neighborhood that they rent out from people for, like, depends on the place, like commercial. There's actually a website where I highly recommend it for people living in the Midwest. If you have like property or you have your own home and you think, oh man, this would be cool to shoot commercials, you can actually list it on there. And so any local commercials or whatever, can rent out your home for the day. What's that?
I didn't think that like actually not everything was done in there. I guess I'm just curious.
Yeah.
So let's say Netflix, for example. Okay, Netflix,
okay.
Do they own their own lot?
I see what you're saying. No, I see what you're saying. The logistics of it all. So usually, let's see. ABC it's an ABC production, that rents out, what's it called? It'll rent out a studio on the lot, like one of those big buildings, and they'll rent out offices for the production and everything like that. And they'll actually give production, whatever the production company is, like the budget. And that production company is responsible for renting out everything, for hiring people to build the sets, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so sometimes a Netflix show can be filmed on the Paramount lot, or it can be filmed on the Universal lot, even though Netflix and NBC, which is Universal, are like their competitors in some aspects. They'll still rent out, a studio space from them if they have like an extra.
Okay, so it's a lot of external companies that are coming in, whether you need just like a contractor. They're coming in, they're building the sets. You have somebody who's doing whatever, the catering or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever, but it's all set up as somebody is renting out the space, essentially.
Exactly. There's no like permanent location for anything.
Don't they have a tour of that when you go to Disney?
Well, that's Disney.
Paramount or whatever. That's what I'm picturing.
I don't think that's.
Wait. Are you talking about Universal?
Yeah.
Yes.
Universal Studios.
So you get like a studio tour? Is that what you're talking about?
I remember going to like green screen, and it was like a water hole, and I guess you could do water scenes in that place.
Yeah.
This was a while ago,
and just giving you the idea of what it would be like to.
It is a completely blank canvas, and you have to have so much creativity.
Yeah.
And imagination.
I just remember, I mean, I just look at some of the making of the Marvel videos or Marvel movies and how it's all, inside and it's all green screen. And it's just, I don't know, it would be really interesting to see that in real life. I think those are really fun to watch.
It's astounding if it's your first time or your first time on set, a professional set, the amount of people involved to get the show up and running. And then not just in terms of production, pre-production, post-production, and then marketing, and then the legal team, accounting, like all the stuff you didn't even think about that's involved, art direction,
costumes. Yes. That's
the transpo teams who are involved with everything. It is overwhelming. I remember the first time, Remus, get out. Remus? Nope, it's my cat. He just meowed. I don't know if you heard that. Get out.
Let's see Remus.
He's a heavy one. No, he's not gonna.
Hi, Remus.
Oh, you're a cat person.
Yeah, we can't have dogs. Otherwise, I'd have dogs. I love animals.
You
Let me
have
close the door. I'm so sorry. Let me close the door.
Okay, you're good.
Where's Tommy?
Anyway, yeah, I hope that answered your question.
Actually, we have a question.
Oh yeah.
the phone.
Oh, I threw it away. Oh, the phone.
In the phone.
I can throw that away.
There's a question about Marvel. Since we're talking about that, let's just throw that
There
in
is
there.
somebody. This is your question, right?
Oh yeah, maybe.
Okay.
So if they remade any of the superhero movies, which one would you like to be casted in?
And can we just tell you first, if we had to choose for you before you choose, you would be Tobey Maguire, right? In the Spider-Man one.
Spider-Man.
For sure.
Really?
You're a total Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Really? All right.
Or a total Tobey Maguire, however you.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he has to have like brown hair, kind of like all American. The Spider.
You're wearing
Who
a
says
Spider-Man
that? Who
costume.
says that? No way.
No.
All right. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. He does some cool stuff. Are we talking about all superheroes? Like even like
Anything.
anything. It's even non-Marvel.
Yes, DC. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think.
Do you want to keep it to Marvel? We can do that too.
Yeah, there was a thing. Maybe I'd have to be jacked for it, which would be fun. I always liked Wolverine.
Oh,
Hugh Jackman.
Like a young, but there's a young Wolverine series out there. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. No, I don't really follow. I don't follow comic books. But.
Okay, I mean, yes. I mean,
who else? Let's see in the Marvel films. Doctor Strange is what? Doctor Strange? No.
Yeah, that was gonna be the other one that I thought of too. Yeah, that's Benedict Cumberbatch.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's that would have been fun to shoot. Yeah, those are the ones that are coming to my head. I like Gambit. He's kind of.
Who's that?
He throws the cards that explode.
Okay.
Wait, what? Cards?
Cards.
Yeah, he throws cards that explode. Yeah.
All right.
That's my question. I know it's not that great.
Okay.
Wolverine. Let's go Wolverine.
Okay, we'll go
No,
Wolverine.
that's
you know what? It's a great excuse
yes.
to take some steroids and get jacked. So
there you go. Yeah.
Okay, Disney movie character again. Aladdin. You'd have to play Aladdin. Did you see that new Aladdin
both agree
film?
on that.
You do kind of look like
audition.
that.
I missed the audition for that because I was filming for the people.
But you wanted to audition?
I was going to, but it was like a producer session, I think. But they couldn't. I was shooting and like contracts and like filming schedules. Just
you could have been a real contender.
I have a good question. What does your schedule look like day to day when you are working on a set?
Oh, great question. That's a wonderful question.
Down.
What's that?
Do you work all day?
Yes, sometimes I could work all day. If I'm in a lot of scenes being shot that day, so roughly you're only shooting 8 pages a day. That's on average, 8 pages. And that 8 pages should take around 12 hours. Sometimes on certain sets, depending on what you're filming, I have a booger, excuse me, not embarrassed at all. I don't care.
We prefer that if you could just leave them.
Just leave it there. It's fine.
Yeah. Cool. There, it's there. Yeah, some sets 16 hours, depending, 14 hours, you're going into overtime. Sometimes it's a short day, like 8 hours, and you're like, what? If you're in like a lot of scenes. Sometimes you have one line and it's a short little snippet. The drive to set sometimes has taken longer than the actual makeup, hair, filming, and getting back. So it just depends on what you're shooting, what the script calls for. But I am the type of person who can be on set Monday through Friday, literally from the first call, the first scene to the last scene, and I love it. I won't ever get tired.
That's how I feel. That's how I feel. I would feel as well. Like, it's so fun just to look around and be around those types of creative people. Like, why would
you're putting your
anybody
soul into it.
hate
Like,
their
this is
job?
your
Right. This is
job.
not going to work. Do you know how many people would envy that, who have to go and sit in a cubicle every day? That's terrible. I'm like,
I can't do that.
No, I would
Been there,
love
done that.
Yeah. Not the
Yeah.
cubicle.
Not my thing.
And do you have to stick around until everybody's done? Or if they have your shot and they're like, okay, Sam, we got it, you can go home?
Yeah, if they're done with the scene and I'm not in any other scenes for the rest of the day, yeah, you go home.
Okay.
Do you ever stick
which is
around,
nice.
watch and learn and absorb?
Yeah, once or twice on For the People, I stuck around because there was like an old school actor. Oh man, I forget his name. Oh man, I'd have to look him up. He played the old guy with the stamps on one of the episodes, and he's an old school actor. And he was so old. He was in his 90s. The cat's trying to open the door. No. All right. And he's in his 90s, and he needed help like getting to set and everything. Like, he was, I don't want to say he looked fragile, but he was old. He was an old dude. But when they said action, oh my gosh. Like,
Nervous?
No, he said he just turned it on. Like, he was able to turn it on.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, it was, I mean, you're like, oh shit. Remember I was talking about there's different levels to this game, and you're watching him and you're like, that's so good. Oh yeah, that's so subtle. That's so clear.
Play another attorney?
I wish you could show us a video. I would love to see this.
Oh shit, hold on. I'm gonna show you the actor.
Yes.
Let's see. For the People stamps.
Should we share a screen? Can we do that? Is it on your computer?
No, that would share our screen.
Yeah, I would share my screen. I have nothing. Well, I have my email out. Maybe I should just I would have to look it up, but
okay, just send us a screenshot after or something and we'll post it.
Yeah, that sounds good.
But did he play another attorney?
No, he played like a defendant, or he was he was going to be sued or something because he was stealing stamps, or he had stolen stamps for, spoiler alert, for his granddaughter to get into college because they were worth a lot of money.
Exclusive.
Aww.
You heard it here first. Stolen stamps.
That's sweet.
That show's done. Yours one season into that, right?
2 seasons, and we got canceled.
Oh man.
Okay, so how does that work? How do you know a show is going to be canceled, or
ahead of time?
Going?
Right. So usually around, if it's the typical format show, around January, December, they announce the pilots that are going to be shot. Even into February, they're going to announce what pilots are being picked up. Pilot obviously is just one episode. It's not for sure that they're going to pick up the whole series, but they just want to shoot the first episode. So they'll announce the pilots that they're shooting, they're picking up, they'll do the casting, they'll shoot them in March, they'll edit them in April, and in April they'll do the testings for those pilots and see which pilots responded well to the group testings, etc. And then in May, they have what are called upfronts, and that's where all the advertisers show up for these big network announcements, usually in New York and LA, and they go, hey, the network go, hey, these are the shows we're picking up this year. Blah, 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 blah. And if your shows, usually you get an email from your creator or a phone call saying if your show got picked up or not. And they'll announce at that same time shows that are being canceled.
Oh, man.
Or picked up.
Are you so bummed?
Yeah, how sad is that?
It's
bittersweet.
No, it's like getting punched in the stomach because you realize all the hoops you have to jump through again to book another role. So this is a great reality check for anybody who wants to be an actor who's listening to this. And it's okay. This is just the reality of the business. For a guest spot audition on a network TV show or a streaming television show, a guest spot, the people who come in just for that one episode, they're like the murderer or the person who gets murdered in like the NCIS or CBS shows, that role will only have been released to agents and managers, and they'll receive thousands of submissions for that one role. Thousands out of the tens of thousands of people who are even trying to get an agent and a manager to be submitted for those roles. So even getting an agent or a manager is tough. And when you get an agent and a manager, even for them to submit you, it's like a big challenge for you even to get into the casting room.
Okay.
So thousands of submissions later, let's say you're lucky enough to be auditioned. So you're going in there with maybe 40 people for that one role. 40 people, and out of those 40, then you'll get a call back with the producers, and they're probably looking at like 5-ish, and then they'll have their choice, and then somebody else who's pinned, which means like, oh, just keep it open just in case the first guy we pick can't do it or whatever. And then so it's a lot of holes to jump through. Now, if you're auditioning for a series regular role, this is like one of the main people on the show, you go to the audition and then the call back with the producers. And then what you have is a testing. And within that testing, there's usually you and like 3 other people. Sometimes it's more. And you're being filmed and you've already signed the contract stating that if you get chosen, this is how much you're going to get an episode. And for the next 7 years, this is your contract.
What?
And you'll be,
Time.
What's that?
Before they even know you, why would they do that before you even try out?
Great question. Because they want to lock you down before they go, hey, you're our choice. Because then you have leverage. If they're like, hey, we really like you, and then you can be like, well, I want this much per episode. Your legal team might be like, no, our agent might be, I want this much. So they tell everybody, hey, we're looking at 3 people. Let's write the testing contracts out. And so they'll have those 3 people write it out. It's a negotiation tactic. And so you have to be approved by not only the producers, but the network and studio.
Have you met the people from the network and the studio?
Yeah, I've met.
Are they part of the interview process?
No, you don't meet them during the testing at all. Usually they used to be in the room and they used to watch you, but now it's just you and the producers. And you guys you get taped professionally with your audition, so they can send that tape to the network and studio. So you have to get approved now by 2 different groups of people.
Yeah.
If you're lucky to get through that, then you have the first table read. Now, this is a critical point because sometimes there's a person in there who didn't have to audition. There was usually a direct offer, and that's usually like the lead or the second lead. And within that table read, they're trying to feel out everybody. It's also another audition. You could be recast from that table read.
Okay.
And that's happened before, where like that first table read, you're doing it in front of the studio, the network execs, the production, and they want to see how it sounds with the cast. And then let's say you're lucky enough to get through that table read. Now you're shooting the pilot. Now you actually have to do the work. Sorry, am I talking too much?
No, please.
Okay.
No, but when you say that, do you mean that they would then say, okay, he's not great for this role, but since we have this other thing going, so we're going to pull him and have him? Is that what you mean by you could?
They can be like, no, fire him. Or fire her.
Oh, okay.
And you still get paid, but they're like, nah, this person's not working out.
Mm-hmm.
So you then have to film the pilot, which is. Thank you for putting that back up. I think that's critical. How are they going to know what show this is?
Right.
So a little higher.
A little higher, a little to the left.
A little left. No. That's perfect.
Yep. Good. Yeah. That's good.
All right,
so then you have to film the pilot, which this is now the work, the actual work that you've been. Now, this has been weeks process. Sometimes takes weeks. Sometimes it's just a week.
Wow.
But you've gone through all the stress of it all, wondering if you're going to get it. Finally, you filmed it. Now you got to wait another month to see if the show's been picked up. If you're lucky for the show to be picked up, you have to pray that the testing groups liked you or that network executives didn't decide to recast you. And that's happened before. So imagine going through that whole entire process, Your show's been picked up, everything. And then they go, oh, we're going to recast you. We appreciate it.
No.
How
Yeah.
long are you? So you're always waiting for a phone call from somebody. You're just sitting and waiting by the phone. Okay, well, this isn't like the 90s. I guess you have your cell phone. You can go out and eat and stuff in the meantime. But how long does this take in between to wait for all of this process to go through? And I know that could be different.
From auditioning, 2.5 months. Sometimes even like a month and a half more. At least 2 months. At least 2 months of just like waiting.
So you're doing a lot of things in the meantime. So what happens if you get cast for 2 shows at the same time and they're filming at the same time? Can you do that, or do you have to choose?
Well, as long as the schedules don't conflict, right?
We got a bidding war. That's what no, seriously. Usually when that happens, if you have good reps, they know how to schedule things and how to talk to casting and how to make it seem or tell them like, hey, if you don't test him this week, you're going to be in a bidding war by tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Just so you know, you need to tell the other producers. And let's put a pin in that because I'll get back to you on that. Okay. So you can be recast in the pilot. Let's say the series goes, and you have to then hope that the numbers are good, that you get picked up for another season, and then you have to hope that season's numbers get picked up and that they're good too. So you can get overwhelmed very easily in this industry if you don't have a strong mindset and understand the reality of everything. So it's important to always remember what things you have control over. And it goes back to why I'm all about the craft, why I believe in always staying in class as an actor, always studying, always wanting to improve yourself, because that's the only thing you have control over. And that's extremely critical for people who want long-term success in this business. Now, the bidding war thing, or let's say, it's pilot season and I'm blessed because I look ethnically ambiguous and I can go out for a wide variety of roles. I don't look like a certain thing, or I'm just playing the bad guy or the best friend, or, there's other archetypical roles I can go out for. So that helps with me whenever I go out for pilot season, that I have a lot of opportunities, but some people don't have that. And that's extremely challenging, especially when you see other people going out all the time.
Yeah. Oh, that's true. Okay. When you say that, I mean, all the blonde, blue-eyed girls that are out there. I mean, it's a dime a dozen. There are so many. And have you been in a casting, or have you been in an audition where maybe males don't hear so many mean things that you hear that these females hear about themselves, lose some weight, or whatever?
Oh, no, it's all, listen, there are assholes all across the board. And I'll say this up front to anybody. 80% of the actors who are out here in Los Angeles shouldn't be acting, or you're not ready to act because you're not serious, or you're not at that level of professionalism yet.
Yes, of course.
100%. That's what I believe in. Yeah. Because I've been in casting situations where it's a professional caster and director for a professional project, and they go, hey, thank you so much for coming in prepared. And I'm like, coming in prepared? What do you mean? Like, that's my job. And they're like, you would think so.
Provided? Yeah.
What does that mean?
You would think so.
What do you need to be prepared for an audition?
First of all, know what you're auditioning for. Memorize the fucking lines. There are people in there who still hold the lines in their hands. Sure. And I'm like, you're auditioning. I'm holding my feather pen, my fake feather pen.
Wondering what that was.
Is
for
that
a
from
long
your
time.
lawyer for the people?
No, you know what? I never pick up. Wait, what'd you say?
She's like, was that your pen from For the People? But he wasn't an attorney back in the 1700s. I think it was current day.
I pictured them using feather pens with the actual dipping it in ink.
That's funny. No.
Ridiculous. Study my work. No, I'm kidding. What was I saying? Oh, you're auditioning for a series regular role that you want that you're potentially going to get tens and tens and tens of thousands of dollars for, and you don't have your lines memorized. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah.
That'd be humiliating to walk in there and not. Well, I just wouldn't show up. That sounds ridiculous. It sounds very basic, but I guess.
What was the original question? I forgot.
How mean casting directors?
Oh, Oh no, it's not a casting director's. There's one casting director. Listen, no, most casting directors you will ever encounter are very professional, very nice, and they want you to go in there and knock it out of the park.
And
that's what it is.
Who are these people telling these women, you look like absolute shit and you need to lose 10 pounds? Who are these people? They always hear about this from these female actors, that they've been told just some awful things about
Britney
themselves.
Spears right now, how she was told, I know it's a different industry, but like how she was told she needs to have a baby voice and everything she's going through right now. I feel like she had a director to tell her that. Is it the same
that,
in
or just a girl
music?
who needs to, who's told get a nose job or get some liposuction?
Okay, I don't know specifics obviously for that. I know that has happened before in the past with producers, directors telling casting or other, like, hey, we need somebody who's thinner or whatever. And the industry is getting better. It's not perfect still, but it is getting better. And so I thought the question was relating to, was it other actors in the room trying to throw you off or being assholes to each other? Because I've been in rooms before where an actor has come out of the room and been like, okay, you guys can go home now, I've booked the role. Like that kind of stuff.
That wasn't my question.
Yeah.
Good too. No, ew.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And then like all I'm thinking about is like, I wonder what this person would look like being choked to death,
Yeah.
I wonder what his eyes would look like looking into my eyes as I'm choking him.
Space turn.
I cannot. I mean, that's just so douchey. Oh my god.
Yeah,
dude. No. And they'll try to throw you off. Like some guys are in there doing that, I remember this story. Oh my gosh, I wanted to set him on fire. Obviously not, but like I wanted to.
Just kidding.
He was talking to this other dude, and this other dude was like in his script trying to concentrate. And finally the guy was like, I'm sorry, man, I'm just gonna go out in the hallway. I'm trying to concentrate on my work. And he's like, yeah, no worries, no worries. And then he looked at us after the guy left and was like, can you see this? Like, see the way he talked to me? Like this guy's trying to like, he's such douchey. Like he thinks he's better than, and I'm looking at him like, are you a real human being? Like, are you a real person right now? How could you say, like, what's in your mind? This is a job interview, asshole.
Right.
It's hard for me not to.
In anything, not even an actor role, in a job at fucking In-N-Out. I feel like you should be respectful in that position.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, it's just so douchey.
No.
God,
anybody who acts like that is not going to
would just die if those people actually ended up getting those roles, and then you saw them later on.
It probably happens all the time, right?
Yeah, but they're not in the industry long term. Your reputation precedes you much more quickly than you think. Like, yeah.
I'm sure.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm sure. I'm sure it's smaller than, everybody talks and every word gets around for sure. And it's the same. I mean, do you think that, have you, not that you have a reason to be Me Too'd or canceled or anything like that, but have you seen a big difference in how people have acted on set, off set? Is there a different sort of vibe because of all this stuff that's come up?
No. I've always been lucky enough, for the most part, the sets I've worked on have always been professional. I haven't seen anything like where I would want to speak up to defend somebody or defend myself in a situation where I'm like, hey, what did you say to her? Or what are you saying to me? That's never happened on set for me, luckily. I do think it's the Me Too movement in general, from its origins, is so critical and it's so important. And I support it fully because what's been happening has to stop. And I've had multiple people close to me who have been sexual assault victims, who have been sexually harassed. And I've talked about this on my show a few times, and I can't comprehend people who do that, who take advantage of other people and harm them in irreversible ways. I can't comprehend that. And it makes me so angry.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, let's be honest.
I'm glad that. Oh, sorry.
No, sorry. There's some sick shit going on within, I mean, that industry that is like, but we're way beyond not believing it. And I mean, there are some serious, sick, secret society stuff going on. And of course, it's not just that industry. It's, it's with everything. But I mean, just the stuff that's come out recently, we won't even bother mentioning any names, but just these high up executives. And I mean, even if we just go into the, Harvey Weinstein or whatever, like, was this something, let's use Harvey Weinstein. Was this something that you had already known about prior? Not like, well, it had happened to you, but was this already a well-known thing that people spoke about, or was it not out in the mainstream of your industry of people gossiping and talking about it until this whole thing came out to the media? And then you started hearing, oh yeah, I know, it's been like a known thing for a long time that, he's done this, or it's been really well known that, Kevin Spacey was, some weirdo back in the, I mean, is this stuff that's just don't ask, don't tell, but we all know that this guy's a sicko? Or
Listen, when I first came into this industry, I mean, I think by just common sense and stuff I've seen on television, like, I wasn't thinking, like, it was like, I don't know how to explain it. For instance, it wouldn't be surprising for me if I heard like some director slept with an actress so she can get a role. Like,
right.
Well, like, I'm like, I didn't agree with it, but I'll be like, oh, yeah, I could see that happening. I don't know. I go, I hope it was consensual. Like, you know what I mean? That's what my mind goes to.
That stuff happens in everyday life
I
too.
kind of see it as like a normal boss and employee situation. I mean, that's all you're doing. You're just kind of telling, if he's your boss or she is telling you what to do, you are employed by them. And it's just it's a little bit of a different.
You can see the I mean, listen, I can see the enticement. I can't say I would do it, but I can see the enticement of Harvey Weinstein saying, I will make you and break you, and literally knowing that your life could be made forever if you do something that you don't want to do. I can see where some woman would get enticed by that, for sure. If he's like, you're either never going to work again or you're going to be the next Jennifer Lawrence. I mean, you're like, oh shit, I got to lay there and have sex one time
and tell them that they will make it without this motherfucker.
But that's very feminist to say, but that's not always the case. Somebody truly at his status can make you or break you.
I'm sure he could. I'm sure he has power.
So all I'm saying is, I don't know if I would do it, but I can see the enticement of being like, oh fuck, dude, like, what are you gonna do? I can see why these people did do it.
Listen, for sure, there's, as you guys know, there's shades of gray to life. Nothing's always black and white. It's just like very few things are black and white. You know what I mean? And I bet you there are some women who slept with Harvey Weinstein who don't think that they were sexual assault victims, who actually wanted to do it to get the part. And
yes,
that's what it is. I'm not saying that's good, but that's what it is. Now, there are definitely a lot of women who were sexually assaulted by him. The guy's a rapist, and there are other people like that who've used their position of power in sneaky ways to make women do stuff that they didn't want to do, but they were too scared to say no in the moment.
Yeah, that's.
And they're just sleazy enough to do that. Like, dude, what a piece of shit human being you are if you do that or have done that to women.
Yeah, not just women. It's also men too.
For sure.
Sex of that. I mean, it's insane. The numbers are crazy.
It is. When this whole thing started, it was pretty crazy. And it was like, is this getting a little, are people just coming out? Are they making this stuff up all the time? But then, I mean,
here's the yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, that's it. There's that too. Not everybody is telling the truth. So I'm not going to, we can't.
That's the part that drives me crazy, because people who, it's not everybody too. It's only a very small number of people who've made stuff up because for whatever reason, they want to join the club. They want to jump on the bandwagon, if that's in their mind. I don't even like calling it a bandwagon.
But whatever it may be. It could be for financial reasons. Yeah.
There's some people who have been canceled, and I've talked about on the show, that there's evidence that has come out that show that they were innocent, and yet, they've lost all their deals. They've lost this, and this, and what about the evidence that came out to clarify their name, to clear their name?
Exactly. Those
and then
they're not coming back. They're gone. When they're gone, they're gone. And these networks are so quick to drop these people without really waiting it out.
Because and yeah. So sorry, I keep interrupting because of this freaking Zoom thing. I was just gonna say, the worst part about those people is that it undermines the real sexual assault victims.
Yeah.
So that the next time somebody tells a story like that, there's this dark cloud over them. Well, they could be making up like that one person. Like, they don't understand the repercussion of making up a story or saying, this guy, he tried hitting on me and I didn't feel comfortable. And so you're equating that with being a real sexual assault victim. Like, whoa. Those are two different things. Were you touched? No, he didn't touch me or anything, but I just felt weird. So I definitely think like it's like, whoa. No.
Perception is different of things like that. Like,
it's too case by case.
Yes,
people
exactly.
Making up perceptions and whatever. It's almost impossible to answer and dive
for sure. I'm absolutely. I'm just my problem is it undermines real sexual assault victims. Man, this has been a really light podcast so far. Wow, your listeners are like, where did it go?
This way.
But yeah, I listen to podcasts that are all about this as well, so I know it's somewhat interesting.
We should,
let's get into
something funner.
More funner. Yeah.
I'm glad we talked about it, though. I think it needs to be said. So.
I do too.
Agreed.
I am interested.
All about that.
Well, here's the thing. I'm just interested in seeing what your perspective is, talking to people behind the scenes that could possibly have worked with some of these people before and know them and know that this person's life is ruined forever because of somebody just simply coming out on Twitter and making one little tiny statement. And it's scary.
And it happens all the time without even being on social media. Even in like having a W-2 job, you're going to have this boss that works in a commercial building and he thinks he's all hot shit.
It happens all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. It happens all the time and you don't hear about it.
Okay.
Anyway, that's my last word.
Yeah.
Let's get into some questions from your fans.
The three of them.
Well, it's two, but I mean, no.
The two that we picked.
All right. So these are not action questions, okay? These are random questions that they wrote in.
Very
okay.
Open mind. Okay.
Dana from Michigan asks, I think I found an engagement ring box hidden in my boyfriend's underwear drawer. Should I peek at it? Dana wants to know.
Is she asking me this question?
Yes. Asking you for your advice.
Oh. No. Dana, I'll make it easy for you. Don't.
What if he got it for someone else? I would need to know. I wouldn't be able to not.
Wait.
I would not peek at it, to be honest with you. That's
you
mine.
Wouldn't? If you saw it was there, you wouldn't even want to. I would have to.
I mean, I would look at it, but I wouldn't question it. I would just wait for it to be proposed to.
I don't know. Maybe you got trust issues, Dana.
Okay.
Peek at it. She just means like maybe she just wants to see it. I don't think she really thinks he's going to give it to someone else. I think she knows he's going to. But would you?
No, keep it a surprise.
Yeah, you have it be a surprise or not.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Oh, well. Ron.
So aggressive. You were like, all right, well, he's heated up. All right, we're gonna go on the next one.
We're both heated. Rhonda from Cincinnati asked.
Oh, this is a good one.
Oh my God, that's right. I came home and found my husband of 9 years dressed in my heels and one of my dresses. I questioned him about this and he said he was joking around. Should I take this more seriously?
All right, you want my answer?
Yes.
Yeah. What's her name?
Rhonda,
this is what you need to do. You love this man? Things are probably getting a little boring for him, all right? In the bedroom. All right? This is what you need to do. You need to sit him down and go, baby, I love you, all right? And I want to make this work, and I want to do any fantasy you have, all right? I want to try this out because I want to make us stronger. I want to make you happy, and if there's something that you're not getting from me, I want to be able to give that to you because I love you.
Can I marry you right now? Oh my gosh.
That's very nice.
That was a great answer.
Yeah.
I don't think so. So
I love that.
I would be more worried that he was interested in another sex, first of all. And I don't know if I would, oh God,
We're
who's gonna
human.
take
All
this?
right.
Okay, you know what? No, I don't care. I mean, so you're saying that you're fine with your husband being a cross-dresser and wearing your heels? Not, and I'm not saying it's not a bad. I'm not saying, of course, it's not a bad thing.
You make it
into that, but do I personally be married to somebody like that? No.
I think there's a stigma about it, sure, but I think that if he wants to dress up that way, it's. I mean, I don't know.
Something different is going on.
Let's reverse the role. If I were to dress up like a man, would he think it's weird? Probably not.
You never hear about that. That's actually a really good point. I have never heard of a woman.
Okay. Listen, your feelings on that are totally valid. What's her name? Dana?
Yeah.
Was this Dana or Rhonda?
It's Rhonda, maybe.
Rhonda.
Yeah.
It's Rhonda. If Rhonda's uncomfortable with that, she needs to still have a conversation, be like, hey, what's going on? I just need to know, because we've obviously had some kind of history together. So is this something that you feel like you've been hiding from me? Or is this something that's new that's come up? And can we talk through it? Because honestly, right now, this is the way it's making me feel, because her feelings need to be validated as well. If it does make her feel uncomfortable, and it's like, hey, wait a minute, are you attracted to the opposite sex? Because I need to know, because maybe that's not okay for me right now. And that's something we need to talk about for the future of our relationship. And if it doesn't match, Rhonda, then it doesn't match. At least you guys talked about it, and there's no ill feelings.
Right. And somebody can, I guess, be a cross-dresser without being gay, but to say, oh, I was just joking around, but I didn't know that you were even coming home. Like, how long were you joking around?
He's embarrassed. He's embarrassed.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's embarrassed. He's shy about it. Have you guys ever done something like have kept like a shy secret or anything like that? Not like that situation, but where you were like kind of shy to tell the opposite sex?
Sure, yeah. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but I'm sure. I'm pretty sick. I'm sure I've done something weird.
Right. We all have. We all have.
Yeah.
Regardless of the spectrum.
Yeah.
I love that.
Renee asked, okay, this is show oriented. Is Retta on Awkward as cool as she seems? And she also asked, with all the cast being around the same age, was it like a huge party?
On Retta?
Who's Retta?
Who's Retta?
I don't know. I just took the question and copied it. Okay, we'll just
answer. She mean Good Girls? Because there's somebody named Retta on Good Girls.
Oh, then that must be it. Yeah.
But nobody's the same age on Good Girls. That's why I'm confused about the question.
That's not it. I think she was talking about, I think she got him confused, but I think it was Awkward that she was more curious about. So just tell us, on Awkward, a lot of the people were the same age, right? Mm-hmm. It was all, yeah. So what was it, like a huge party? Are you still friends with those people? What was it like being on that with these guys?
I haven't talked to a lot of them in a long time, except for Brett Davern, who played Jake. And we actually are on the same radio station that our podcasts air on, Adobe Radio. Mm-hmm. So for those of you listening, I have a podcast that airs on Thursdays at 3 p.m. Pacific time, 6 p.m. Eastern time on Adobe, but it's also available on Apple Podcasts and YouTube and Spotify. And he has a morning show called The Brett Davern Show that goes Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Pacific time, 10 a.m. Eastern.
So this is a radio show, and then you record it, and then you just make a podcast out of it, the same audio. Huh? This is a radio show. You record the audio, and then you just upload the audio onto a podcast, and then you double it up.
Right. It broadcasts live on Adobe Radio on Thursdays, and then the next morning you can listen to the full episode, because a lot of times we go over an hour. So we only are allotted an hour space on Adobe.
Okay. So are you actually ending it after the hour and then just pretending like it didn't end and continuing on for the podcast?
There's usually like a little message at the end of the hour saying, hey, the show continues on tomorrow morning. Make sure you download the full episode or watch it.
Cool.
Why did you just do radio instead of just straight podcast like we're doing?
Holy shit, why didn't I do that? No, I'm kidding. Because it's on because it's on Adobe Radio. It's a cool radio station.
Is that an LA thing?
It's a worldwide thing, actually. Oh. They have alternative music, but that's fine.
Is it a satellite radio thing?
You know, your research has been off the wall.
Oh, it's complete shit. Okay. You know what? Actually, if you ask her, I have watched lots of clips. Lots of
Thank you.
We were doing some research.
I'm fucking with you. I hope you know that.
Yeah, she was doing.
You're not. It's fine.
Yeah.
Rachel asked.
On to the next.
All right, Rachel. Rachel asked, "What was your first on-screen kiss experience like, or have you even had one?"
On screen?
Yeah,
well,
not your
on
first real one.
Yeah.
Well, this
off screen works too.
Like on. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say a really bad joke, but I gotta be careful. So.
Say it.
No. It was on Awkward.
And how was that?
The goth kid.
Oh, it was weird.
Kiss.
Jillian was fine. She was great. But I'm like, oh, this is weird. And so whenever I'm in a super uncomfortable situation, which I love being in those situations, just because it's so real. I love cringe humor and like uncomfortableness.
Mm-hmm.
Because it feels like the veil of life has lifted for just a little bit.
Yes. Sure.
And you feel raw. Everything's raw. I looked at Jillian. I'm like, hey, so this is my first on-screen kiss. Do we use tongue or no? Just like I'm very blunt with things because I need to know information. And she was like, thank you for asking. No tongue. And I was like, great.
So the directors don't tell you how to kiss. You just kind of go for it and
I think sometimes
what feels natural. Right?
For that experience, yes, it was just what felt natural. And yeah, it's weird.
Have you had a sex scene?
Yeah, have you had a sex scene?
No, and I probably won't do them.
Okay, what would you do in a sex scene
at all?
In the industry? Do they have?
Yeah, they wear I think you have the choice of wearing a thing.
No, I would pass.
You would
pass? Okay.
Yeah. Because I want to have and this is no judgment on anybody else, but just from my personal taste, not taste, but my personal choice. If I have kids or something in the future, or my extended family back home, I don't want to have that conversation. So that's why I'm not doing it.
Yeah, it would have depended.
It's more of an annoyance. It's more of an annoyance on my part to save me time in the future. So that's why.
Okay.
Get it. Right. We both have kids, so I totally get
it. Depends on what it was too. So like on an ABC show, like say we're talking Modern Family, if they were to just do it, it wouldn't be that you would see them doing it. It would be that scene go, and as soon as the
light turns green
comes on, then they're just like blah, no, we're done. It's post sex, and they're rolling.
Oh yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
I'm talking about. Okay, so a Modern Family sex scene is much different than a.
That is so weird if people don't know what Modern Family is. Just so you know.
Yeah. Your family show, your family.
It's
ABC.
A Modern Family sex scene.
Same with
right.
yeah.
It's a sex scene.
No, it's just like you laying
The Good
bed,
Life or whatever, like a show like that. That's very family.
No, I know.
No. Yeah.
No, I was just saying that it sounds like you're saying like an incest sex scene. Maybe that didn't clarify because you're saying it's a Modern Family sex scene, and if somebody doesn't know what Modern Family is, they're gonna be like, "Is she talking about incest?"
Well, you guys don't do that with your cousins?
Okay, all right,
all right.
Next question.
I'm excited for this. The questions are done.
Oh, okay. That's where you draw the line. That's where the line's drawn. Okay.
This is way more, but okay. All right, listen. I'm so excited for this. All right.
Oh, this is good.
I'm the casting we're the casting directors, okay? And you're auditioning for the following roles. All right. You could just play out the character as you remember, so like you don't need to know the exact lines, but I'm almost positive you've seen all of these movies. If you haven't, then that's a problem.
Oh my gosh. All right.
All right. Are you ready?
Give him a second to process this. Are you ready?
Wait, I haven't given him the first one yet.
I'm ready.
Do you understand the rules? Are you ready?
I'm ready. Yes.
All right, go.
Edward Norton has been recruited to join the International Space Station and will never return to Earth. You're auditioning for his role in Fight Club 2.
As Edward Norton?
Yes, you're gonna be Edward Norton. He's gone now. They want you.
Oh my gosh, this is so specific. Okay.
Well, I didn't say you don't listen. You can use if you remember some. Why would you? I don't know if you remember any line. You can do whatever you want. You know what his character was like.
All right. Okay.
Okay, let's give him a second.
Well, no. If this was a real casting, he doesn't have
No,
all the
he's
time in the
allowed
world.
a
There's
second.
people in the waiting
No,
room. There's the
you-
douchebag in the waiting room
you
saying
need to
this
be
role is
quiet.
mine.
Be quiet. He
Okay.
needs a second.
You think you're better than me with your khaki pants and your refrigerator's full of condiments? You're not. That's it. That's all I got.
Oh, I should
That
have
was
gotten
horrible.
a Brad Pitt line or something they could do in return.
I have goosebumps. That was awesome.
Did you get the references?
Yes.
I don't remember that.
Okay, well, all right. Oh, okay, all right. Well, all right.
I only
awesome.
listen.
By the way, that was so tough. Edward Norton is like so specific. Like nobody does impressions of Edward Norton. Anyway, all right.
Oh, yes. If it was
We took
Tommy,
a harder one
no.
first.
Okay.
If it was Malcolm X, or is that what it's called? Malcolm X.
No.
No.
What?
Yes. What's that movie? It's really good.
American X?
American X.
American History X.
American
Where
History
they
X.
slam the head into the concrete.
God.
I just remember this part where after he's getting arrested and he just goes, you know that part? No?
All I can remember is the head stomping on the curb.
So
Yeah. It's right after that.
I remember, and I don't want to watch that ever.
Yeah,
again.
it's a great movie though.
Yeah,
Anyways,
it's hardcore.
but you know what he does always have? You're right. He has a very specific, serious face almost all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, that was good. Okay, right. Next one.
All right.
John Travolta has decided to never leave the underground bunker in the Church of Scientology. So you are auditioning for Danny Zuko in Grease, but I guess it's Grease number 3, 4. I don't know what the fuck they're on now. So
There's 2, so it would be number 3.
you're Danny Zuko. Okay, your hair is almost greased the same way.
Is that Grease Lightning?
It's Grease.
Lightning.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Summer love.
Please tell me you've seen Grease.
Happens so fast.
That is totally
And then
like our era.
Danny Zuko is. You mean our era?
Oh,
don't
I'm
go.
Danny Zuko. No?
Yes. There you go.
All right, that's it. There you go.
No,
That was it.
No, you got
Yes.
that. You can do it.
you're not getting the role then.
Think 50s
All right.
vibes.
It was
Like
Yeah,
Letterman jackets, leather coats. They had the pink poodle
He was
skirts.
like, hey, baby.
Oh man.
Look, you do this. You do
Water in my hand.
Swing dancing.
Hey.
You know.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
And he does lots of these motions.
Yeah. What she just did.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Fine. Okay.
Yeah, we'll do next one. We'll do next one.
Okay. So we have 2 more. You know what? I assumed there would be 1 fail, so I made a couple more.
Good.
Will Ferrell has come down with a rare flesh-eating bacteria and cannot be in Step Brothers 2. You will be taking over his role.
Do you want to be best friends?
Just us be more best friends.
That's right.
Did we just become best friends?
Yeah. Yup.
Who's your favorite rock star?
1, 2, 3.
3. Aerosmith.
Yeah.
Did we just become best friends?
Mom, Dad, can we please make bunk beds? Can we please make bunk beds? You are adults. You don't have to ask us if you want bunk beds.
Okay,
Yeah.
good, cool. Yeah.
My favorite part in that is there's 2. Whenever he jumps on the bunk bed and he it falls on him and he's screaming, and then the other one where he's burying him alive and he's what are you doing? And he's like, I'm burying you, and his voice cracks a little bit and it made me so happy.
Those are 2 very.
Oh.
I'm here still.
Okay.
My hair's bothering me.
Have you ever met Will Ferrell?
No.
No. Who's the
Do
biggest?
you want to meet Will Ferrell?
Everybody wants to meet.
Yeah, sure.
Will Ferrell.
Yeah. I'd rather work with him.
Well,
Who is the number 1 person you would love to meet?
or no, have met.
In general, or like anybody who's dead or alive, or actors?
Look, if have met anyone you have met.
Is it
and then
rude
in
to say-
general, anyone you would like to meet?
Or biggest star? Is it rude to say who's the biggest star
you
you've
have a
ever
crush?
met?
No. Are you talking about acting, not like in history of human beings, right?
Anybody, really.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't want to hear about some artist that you want to meet. I'd like to hear more about an actor.
You personally.
Okay. Tom Hardy.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. With you on that one.
No, maybe Tom Hardy or
is he?
Tom Hardy.
Is he in Boardwalk Empire?
I've never seen that.
Oh. I'd have to look. I
think we have one more.
Yeah, we do. All right. You're not black, but that's okay. Denzel Washington has chosen to take the place of RuPaul in RuPaul's Drag Race and therefore cannot resume his role in Training Day 2.
My man. That's it.
Oh, wow. I
got more than that.
No.
Okay. Did you? Okay, that's all I have for those.
What about? Okay, let's do some stuff
I'm really bad at these. These aren't good at all.
What about some movies or shows you've been on before, like Good Girls, the really sexy guy with the neck tattoo? What was his name?
Oh yeah, I know you're talking. Hold on.
Wait, did you
Whatever
die
his
in
name
that
was,
show?
can you like play his role for a second?
I don't know. Maybe you're gonna have to figure that out.
Very good.
That's it. That yeah.
Sprite,
that
no
that
ice.
was so good.
Yeah.
He's a super talented actor. When I was working with him in the dinner scene, I was like, man, I wish I got more scenes with him because he is the type of dude who it's fun to act with him because he reacts naturally in the moment. And yeah, I maybe in the future we'll work on something else, but
I would love that.
yeah.
Please let me know when that happens.
He plays that role so well. I don't know what else he's been in, but he plays. I mean,
It was
perfect.
Yeah, both
for that
of y'all
drug
were really
dealing.
good in that role. We watched it over and over and over, the episodes.
Oh, thank you.
We did.
Sprite, no ice.
And I think what was her name, Beth?
Mm-hmm.
She was my favorite in that whole show.
Yeah, that's who he was saying.
Christina?
Yeah, Christina Hendricks.
Yeah.
What did you die in that show? Are you dead?
I think they left it open-ended.
Okay. You were supposed to kill him in that scene, though.
Yeah.
In the middle of the bar?
Spoiler alert for those of you who haven't seen it yet. Yeah.
So what kind of gun is that? It looks very real in the episodes. Obviously, it's not a real gun. So
right, it's a 9mm or something.
But is it plastic or is it a real gun loaded?
That's a great question. So there's different variations on those type of guns. First of all, there's a complete rubber version, which the trigger doesn't even work. It's all rubber. There's nothing mechanical about it. Then there's another version where the hole is plugged up, but the trigger works. But there's nothing mechanical about it. Then there's another version where it's a type of gun that's shoots blanks, and that's what we shot during the practice scene. And those were loud, and there's real flashes that come out of it, and casing does come out. But it's still dangerous. Because you can't shoot it at a person still.
What would happen if you did shoot a person with that?
Usually nothing, but sometimes some shrapnel or something comes out and they can kill somebody.
Okay.
So I guess you just focus on the person shooting and then you cut to the other person, so they're maybe shooting at nobody.
Yeah, but it's safe. For the most part, it's safe. You just don't want to risk it, They're really careful about nobody being harmed on set. And there's a person specifically there for gun safety with another stunt person, with another AD who is showing everybody before I even grab the gun that it's empty or it's not loaded or it's fake or, okay, he has the gun, actor has the gun, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do you get recognized when you go out?
Not anymore because of masks.
Right. That could be great for a lot of people.
How has life been in LA with that?
California
laws.
For the most part, I mean, people are respectful and nice for the most part. There are idiots out there like anywhere else in the world. So, yeah.
Okay, prior to this though, were you getting recognized most places you would go? Yeah. What is it like the first time that happens? It had to be exciting, right?
Oh my God, let me get your autograph.
Yeah.
Yes, it's fun. I try to keep my ego in check, and I just go, I'm glad they had a positive experience with it. And I know that they're very excited in this moment. So,
and that's why you do it.
I try to make it positive.
Yeah.
Not just that. I honestly, if I'm doing it for that, that's not a good reason why I'm acting, because that's just wanting, yeah.
And you purely enjoy what you do, it seems like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not only that. I really want to take care of my family, and I really want my work to really change people for the better, or to entertain people and give people a break from maybe a stressful time in their life or something.
You understand why these questions are so enticing though, right? To ask, I know you probably get these questions a lot, but you understand why people so badly want the answers to some of these questions and why they are so fun to hear about, right? Because it's such a envious type of career that so many people would love to have. So hearing you answer questions that may sound very monotonous to you, that are more, do you get approached? Like, these are the things that most people think about way before they think about the technicalities of acting.
Yeah, I understand for sure. And I'm sorry if it comes off monotonous. That's not my,
no.
Not my, but I get kind of shy. If I'm going to be completely candid with you guys, like, I'm no saint. Let's just get that out of the way. I'm definitely not a saint. I have a lot to work on. But I do pray that my work, there's a specific part in my prayers, which I haven't prayed in a while. But I usually say, I hope my work not only take care of my family positively in a positive way, but it entertains and enlightens people so that people can grow in their minds, and spiritually, mentally, their perspectives get brought on, their horizons get broadened, and also, they're entertained, because I think that's also important. You need breaks in life, and so I get shy talking about that, because I know everybody's relationship with the divine or spirituality is different. So I don't want to say anything that makes people, I just don't want to, oh God, this guy, look at him. He's like, oh, he wants to do it for a higher purpose, just like all the other people. You know what I mean? And so I'm not, so that's why I get a little shy talking about it.
I respect you for that. But at the same time, I feel like that's kind of why we do this podcast, is to kind of, you said, broaden the horizons of people and up their spirits. I feel like that's a big part of why we do this. And we want to kind of give a break from reality, if you will. For a couple hours, minutes, whatever it may be. And you've been a great...
Yeah, I mean, this is very offbeat from what we typically do. And we're very comfortable talking to each other. But when I think of what I was getting at is just, when I think of what people want to hear, these questions that, this is what I would want to ask something. And now, I know that my friends want to hear these types of questions, but we weren't going to come into this and say, where did you get started acting and what made you get into acting? I mean, because I've watched you on your red carpets. I could watch this.
I appreciate that.
There are some things that are very interesting to hear about, and it is very envious, and it's a really cool job that you have. You're one of the lucky ones. So, but it sounds like you know that.
For sure, I am. I'm very thankful.
I love that you're humble.
You're very humble.
I'm glad. Thank you.
Really briefly talked to you before this, but I really, really appreciate your realness.
Actually, it's fucking hilarious. Because there's no way in hell that anybody who is going to have a Zoom call with you or do anything like this. We have had to message him multiple times, whether we get hungry and we have to eat before we interview Wesam, or I have sent him so many clips via email.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I sped forward through them.
There's no fucking way that other people do.
We can't understand you.
And I'm like, here, this is what we typically do, and this is this clip from this episode, and we would like you to listen to all of these commercial ads that we've done that actually aren't real, but there is no fucking way in hell that anybody that you've interviewed has gone this far above and beyond, but you've been very communicative back, and so I really appreciate that because it's been fun. It's been really funny. But
thank you for that.
Yeah.
So. I don't mind doing it. Like I said to you guys before, like that whole podcasting matchmaker website, and I have to say podcasting matchmaking website because I always think people are going to think it's a dating site.
Right.
Yeah, that's the whole purpose of that site. And so I'm trying to grow my viewership on my show as well. So I think it's important to, do that. Like, I don't know. It just bothers me. Yeah. I'm still annoyed at that one guy who goes, look, seems like you have a strong following. Why would you want to be on my podcast, though? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought this was a website for people to exchange viewership. My bad.
What did you? Is that what you said?
No, I wanted to so bad, but I didn't want to engage because
you just didn't respond.
That's the other terrible thing about being in your industry, especially now, is everybody can screenshot and everybody can share, and you have to be very careful about. Oh, you know what? That's what I was going to say. When you even go to the store, do you have to make sure, even if you're in a bad mood, to be super nice, just so nobody's
of course.
I'm at this dick.
I think that's just. I listen. Everybody's different, but I always try to put myself in the other person's shoes as well. They might be, oh my gosh, like I can only think of maybe one or two exceptions. Maybe somebody just died in front of me, or it's like an inappropriate moment. But if I'm like having a bad day and somebody comes up, hey, I loved your work in this, I'm gonna be like, oh, cool, man. Well, that's awesome. Thank you for coming up and saying that. I appreciate it. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Like, that's a light in that person's day that I don't want to extinguish just because I'm having a bad day. Who am I to say? Like, who am I to be an asshole to that person? Like, it just, I don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're human. They're human.
Exactly.
Be nice.
You're human. Yeah. I'm a handsome human. I get it. Like,
we're not not human.
Get it.
Exude that on other people.
I have great hair. Why am I hiding it right now? Because it's too long. It's fine.
It's also 100 degrees and you're wearing a beanie.
Oh, I don't care. I love wearing beanies. I love it.
You mess with it real quick?
Yeah, husband. It's good hair.
There we go. Yeah.
It is good hair.
I have a lot of grays coming in.
They didn't have to
see it.
Me both.
Yeah. They didn't have to do much to your hair during Awkward. I mean, didn't they just have to kind of put it in front of your eye?
Yeah, it looked really emo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What podcast I'm assuming you listen to podcasts, right? What podcast are you into?
Currently, my new favorite is Two Bears, One Cave with Bert Kreischer and Tom Segura.
Yeah, it's a great one.
I was laughing so hard.
So was Bert's normal podcast, and I started crying when Bert was talking about his dog dying. But yes, I'm a huge Priscilla died, but I'm a huge fan of them. I'm trying to get her to jump on board with that podcast, but everything Bert Kreischer I love.
Yeah. Awesome. Chris D'Elia's podcast I was listening to a lot until the ridiculous allegations came out about him. So
do you do Armchair Expert? Dax Shepard?
No. Everybody's been telling me to get into that. I haven't yet. I listen to Rogan. I listen to some Rogan stuff.
Yeah.
Same.
He comes out with like 4 of them in a week, and each one is 3 hours. And I'm like, okay, well, you have 2 scientists on, a doctor, and this one's a comedian that I don't know. Like, I feel like I have to take notes during the scientist ones because I feel like an idiot every time I listen to one of those really smart people get on board.
I do feel the same way because she just spits off all this information about all these podcasts she listens to, and I'm like overwhelmed. There's a lot of information.
Those are the conspiracy theory guys that he has on, like Alex Jones. I really like those guys. And then Bob Lazar that he has on. I love those. But then all the science ones, if he has the MMA ones on, I do skip those where I feel like
That's fine.
Love those.
No, I skip some of those. I honestly do.
The Fight Companion ones, yeah, I just don't get into.
Oh, the
Brian Callen.
I used to listen. Yeah, that one I talked about it on my show. And yeah, I think I said everything I need to say on my show about the Brian Callen one. It was very disappointing. Here's my issue with why are you guys smiling? What's going on?
I'm not. Are you?
Oh.
What's wrong?
I'm just curious to what he's gonna say.
There's a double standard going on.
Mm-hmm.
And if you really follow everything that's been going on,
yes, but somebody would have to be into Brian Callen's, to the kid. Fuck, I can't think of what his podcast is called. But yes, you would have to really know Brian. Yeah.
Here's the thing. Because I want to be very not careful. I want to be very clear on things whenever I say them out loud on controversial topics. I've said it on the last 2 podcasts I've done, how I think it's completely ridiculous, the double standard that was put on Chris D'Elia versus Brian Callen when you have somebody who has evidence to refute claims versus someone with no evidence and someone who has a very detailed LA Times article versus it's just.
Let me explain to Kristen real quick.
Yeah.
So, but Chris D'Elia and Brian Callen are both very well-known comedians and have been on Joe Rogan's podcast a lot, which is unrelated. But they've both recently, there've been some sexual allegations that have come out on them. Chris D'Elia being young girls that he's been hitting on via Instagram or whatever. And then Brian Callen kind of using his fame to get blowjobs in a car. So essentially, but
nothing new.
But yes, there's been facts to against some of these things being true. Now, I think in both
are
of
they
their,
like together or why
no,
are
these are
why
totally
are these
separate.
lumped together?
So I'm gonna may I interrupt and just give a quick breakdown because I feel like I've been talking about this forever for the last couple of weeks. Chris D'Elia and Brian Callen, if you know anything about them, they used to rag on each other a lot on their respectful podcasts. They were supposedly best friends. Around July or June, I forget when it was, the beginning of July or June, allegations came across Chris D'Elia on Twitter from a journalist on Twitter saying that she has screenshots of Chris D'Elia messaging a couple of underage girls. Okay. When I first heard this, I was a big Chris D'Elia fan. I was very disappointed. And every time I hear like allegations like this, I go, fuck, man. I side with the person who I think who has been victimized and who has to have the courage to stand up and talk about something horrible that's happened to them. So I started seeing what was going on. She said, yeah, he messaged me when I was 16. Here are the email screenshots. I was like, fuck, man. And I looked at the screenshots and she tells him, hey, I'm 16. And that's where they cut off. I'm like, oh shit, what happened after that? Nothing. There is no other screenshots. So
at that point.
Right, but he's still being accused of whatever he's accusing of, even though he stopped the conversation when he found out what her age was. And
that was you nailed it. So there were other people who exactly. Well, there are other people who came out and was like, yeah, I've heard things when I was at a party once, my friend had sex with him. But she said it was a weird sexual experience and it was being lumped in by this journalist into the same category of him messaging supposedly underage girls. Finally, after his agents left him, his stuff was canceled, all this stuff, he came out with a statement saying, hey, I've never knowingly messaged underage girl. I've never pursued underage girls. That's not my thing, blah, blah, blah. He sends the full transcript of the emails. When he found out that she was 16, he goes, ooh, sorry, you were at my show. I thought you were 18. Bye. He is like, that's it. That's the full thing. Well, fast forward a few weeks later, LA Times comes out with a very detailed article. Now, will we ever know the exact truth of what happened? No. LA Times comes out with this article, very detailed, very specific, not just one person, multiple people, one of them literally accusing Brian Callen of rape. Like, it's an LA Times article, which I'm not saying all their articles are true, but for them to put out an article like that,
taking advantage completely of the situation where now, like, what choice do you, people are going to read that and automatically believe it, never even believe Chris D'Elia in the slightest. And that's what we were talking about earlier, that now it's a career. Well, for him, I don't think it's a career ruiner. I think he'll come out just fine, but that's bullshit, because there's a lot of people that are going to automatically read that and assume without looking into any of the details that are actually the truth.
Right. I'm sorry. I just want to add this a little bit for you guys and the listeners. So, the issue that I have, it's Brian Callen going on his podcast and other comedians who were supposedly friends with Chris, saying stuff like, man, I can't believe, that's crazy, man. Not defending him, not coming to his aid, just believing all this bullshit stuff. And then when this stuff came out about Brian, he's like, whoa, this stuff isn't true. Let's wait till all the evidence comes out. And it's like this double standard. He actually deleted a lot of pictures he had with Chris, all the pictures he had with Chris on his what's called Instagram and stuff. So that's where the double standard I have a problem with. Sorry, you were about to say something.
No, but you know what? Actually, that if somebody's following this stuff, then now they know who Ari Shaffir is too. And here's where the other double standard comes in: is all of those comedians that were in that little circle of Joe Rogan and Burt Kreischer and Tom Segura completely defended Ari on a topic of which was very, it wasn't sexual assault. It wasn't anything like that. It was just something that he said. You know Ari Shaffir, right?
Yeah. What do you? Sorry, I'm trying to see what this connects with these two. Sorry.
Because it was another huge it was another huge issue that these people had, like, that made the news. And Ari essentially stood up on stage and he said something extremely controversial, something too soon to say, that was like,
with Kobe Bryant thing. Yeah.
And there these guys are defending what a good guy he is. But maybe when it comes to sexual assault, I don't know, maybe you can't do that without all the facts. But you're right, it was a double standard between those two other guys. And I don't know. I don't think this is going to hurt either of those people, though. Chris D'Elia's followers have not dropped whatsoever, and he's still heavily searched. And whether it's because of the situation or not, he'll be.
I've had his dad and his brother on my show, by the way. So
after this,
before. But let me tell you why I had them on the show. They had such a good reputation. His dad, and I'm not saying, of course, like, people have bad sons or whatever like that, but everything that I heard about Chris D'Elia and everything like that was nothing but positive. Everything that he would talk about, like, hey man, I just want to make people laugh. That's all I care about. And by the way, I've always said this, I don't look for my comedians as my moral compass. Okay.
Exactly.
I don't give a shit if he's hitting on, like, and a lot of the allegations were like, well, a lot of those girls, they were actually 18 or 19 or 20. I'm like, dude, I don't give a shit. Okay. I'm sorry. Like, that's none of my business. I don't care. He's there to be he's there to make me laugh. If he hits on girls who are 18, 19, that's a little too young for me, but that's not illegal. And that's on him. I don't give a shit. That's not illegal. And he doesn't hit on underage girls. And when he found out that they were underage, he said, oh, sorry, bye. Thought you were 18. Bye. Okay.
The story's out there. So that's all that these guys want. It's the heads about, it's about the headline, and they're getting the clicks, they're getting the reads, and that's what it's about. But
anyway, I just don't, I feel like I've been talking about this every fucking week. It just annoys me, because imagine you work so hard for something your entire life, and then something bullshit like this comes out, and then boom, it's all gone. And it again, goes back to my original thing. People who say shit like this or do shit like this, it undermines real assault victims.
Yep.
Ugh. Anyway,
all right. What is that?
A stick. I'm trying to strengthen my shins, so I hit my shins with this.
Oh,
I'm a weirdo.
Okay.
You do MMA.
Is that working?
That's why we're.
They're bruised. Yeah. You're just creating like little microfractures just to calcify on the shins.
That's gross.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
that's just disgusting. Part of it. It's fine.
Sick. Okay. So, Sam, it was really great talking to you.
Thank you. Okay, great. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were wanting to be done.
No, how long have we been doing this?
I don't know.
It's been a minute. It's 4:30.
Wow.
I need to pee, so that I don't care.
Yeah, please pee.
We're taking a break.
We can talk about we can talk about something. Yeah, while you pee. So you not how are you?
Good. Yeah, great. I'm good. How are you? How many of these do you do a week, a month?
Podcasts?
Yeah.
Mine I just do once a week, but I haven't done an interview in a while because of COVID.
Okay. So is this
Yeah.
your Zoom meeting interview in a while?
Yeah, I think so. Can't remember. I had a Zoom thing somewhat recently. It's hard just because you can't get the pace, the rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like we've been doing good.
I feel like so too. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we're all sisters now.
We're soul sisters. What is it? Traveling pants.
Right. So what do you do for work?
I'm a realtor here in Dallas.
That's right.
Yeah. And
How's that going?
does some nutrition sales work. We don't really say what company she works for out loud.
That's right. That's right.
Right.
How's the realtor business, the real estate business going?
Well, it's great, but I have a little bit of a different goal than your normal realtor. I feel like they have a stigma, and you hear like, hey, I'm a realtor. You think they're really outgoing. They're really annoying and like center of attention. That's what I think when I think of realtor. And I'm pretty much the opposite of that. I just want to kind of go with, I'm like a chameleon. Like if I meet someone who's really quiet, I will be quiet. If I meet someone who's outgoing, I'll be loud and flamboyant, and whatever you need me to be, I'll be that kind of person, which you probably relate to because you're an actor.
Mm-hmm.
But I also do this thing where I do a lot of charity work. In every closing that I have, I donate a portion of my commission to a charity of my client's choice, whether it's a listing or they're selling or buying a house. So I feel like that's really important to kind of give back to the community, and I feel like it's part of my personality. And of course, when you're a realtor, you have to sell yourself. As stupid as that sounds, I feel like I'm not gonna sell them because I know what to say. I'm gonna sell them because they like me, as a person, and they know they trust me. That might be a lot more than I needed to say, but that's kind of like my spiel and my goal in life and my career. It's just kind of, that it is what it is. But I really, really love my job. Like I hear you talking about how much you love being an actor and like your goal and how you want to help your parents. That's the same goal for me. I really do this. I went into this when my son was 2 months old. I started classes, and now I'm a single mom. And so it's kind of like, I'm making it work. I'm trying to break the vibe of like single moms don't make it and they have to depend on other people. I'm trying to make it like you are a powerful woman kind of thing.
Yeah, I dig that.
I could go on and on about that, but that's me.
Nice.
You're a good person.
So you said you're a single mom?
Yeah, well, actually, I recently just got a boyfriend, actually.
Nice.
But
cool.
Yes, I'm still single, legally. For now.
Right. Okay.
I have no desire to be married, really. I mean, I'm making it work, so why would I? Anyway, that's a whole other topic on its own.
Yeah, no worries. Sorry, I didn't mean to pry. I was just curious.
No, I'm an open book. Please, whatever you want to ask.
Mm-hmm.
If you have any questions at all about us.
Blood type? No, I'm kidding.
Positive.
Or negative, whatever. I have a comeback for everything.
Very universal.
Mm-hmm.
No, I said blood. What is your blood type?
A positive.
Oh, A positive. Oh.
I don't know what my blood type is.
Oh, I thought you just said it was O negative. Oh, you made that up? You have to know that.
That's my dad's type, I'm pretty sure, because it's very rare.
Negative maybe is rare. What is yours? You don't know your blood type?
I know, yeah.
Do you know
I don't know either.
You have to.
Oh, I'm glad you don't know either.
I think you have to know that.
No, I don't know.
That.
I should know that, but I don't. I should have fucking done it last time. I was at the doctor's getting blood work. Shit.
If it wasn't on my dog tag, if it wasn't on like my something that was where maybe I wouldn't know mine.
Yeah.
But
that's why she knows.
Yeah. But
anyway.
Mine's pretty common. Anyways. I'm trying to think what else. There were other questions that people did ask. I didn't write them down, but I know, you know what? You know where I think I got the Serbia thing from is because somebody submitted a question and they said that. And I think that I'm totally just defending my mistake. But I think they said they were asking you something about your religion that I certainly wasn't going to put into the questions, but it was something about, I read it to you. It was something about Serbian religion.
You read it and I totally just forgot about it because I was like, we're not saying that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Where it came from.
By the way, I love like making fun of people and like them making fun of me. So I hope you guys don't mind that too much whenever I tease you.
No, we love
No,
that.
we love it. Please
Okay.
bring it on. Bring it on.
I've been holding back, just feeling it out. So
Why? What else do you want to make fun of us for? Now I'm curious. What else is there?
there's a
The list just goes on and on. Did you listen to what you didn't? Did you listen?
I honestly listened to a good portion of what you sent me, and then I started fast forwarding it once I got the bit, and I was like, all right.
Okay, without listening to the whole episode, though, you can't get the vibe of it. So what we do is typically with these episodes, we'll figure out what we're going to talk about. We'll go through the whole thing, and then we'll make up the fake ad thereafter.
I know!
Something about
You
the episode.
told me this
I know.
twice. I know!
I love it so
She's been
much.
doing all the communicating.
It's my favorite part of all the
basically talking to
podcasting
her
is
the
the
whole time.
ad. It's my favorite. I just
It's
can't-
so funny though, right? Because you're gonna remember those.
If people get that far, they do.
Are you?
Yes, the bloopers, when the bloopers come out, which I'm so we haven't gotten that far to be able to compile enough for it to be a bonus episode. It's gonna be a 3-minute bonus episode, but I'm so excited about that because it's half the time we're so fucking stupid. We don't usually pause and stop and start again unless it's for the ad, but these are ridiculous coming up with some of these, and I just think it's funny. I think it's funny because I don't hear anybody else doing it. You don't do fake ads in yours.
Yeah, we get real ones.
Well,
actually,
that's
a good point.
You're
if
right.
I had real ones, maybe it wouldn't be.
If we had real ones, we would totally do that instead. But we don't, so we're making it work.
And then I always have to be the fucked up voice. I have to be the pillow in the pillow
because
ad.
you have the creativity, and I do not.
It doesn't take
I'm just
creativity
a
to
voice
do.
in the background, and I'm totally okay with that.
Pull the knife out of my sack.
So, okay, I'm thinking about. I'm gonna change the subject.
You feel that, you guys? You guys feel that? Dead air.
Feel that? It's humiliation.
It's uncomfortable. That's the veil being lifted.
Pulp
This is
Fiction.
raw.
I'm gonna go back to
that.
that movie and saying silence is a good thing.
Do
Whatever
you
she says in
still?
that movie.
You've done quite a few. You're on episode. You've done quite a few radio and podcast episodes. Do you still have those moments that have to get cut out? Do you have dead air? It's just all perfect.
No, I think going in with a game plan helps. Topics you want to talk about. I think as you do more, you get more comfortable. You know exactly what you want to say. You're better at articulating what's on your mind about certain issues, and you start understanding what's okay to say. And if there's something controversial you want to talk about and you want to mention it, I think for me, as long as I can back it up in any type of conversation, whoever is there in person or not in person, and I think that's okay to do. And by the way, I ripped apart this poor guy's video, and it was during a segment called Make Wesam Laugh, where people send in funny videos, either they find on the internet or they make. And they're supposed to be short, like, like a TikTok length,
Mm-hmm.
And this poor guy sends in like this 4-minute short film that was just not funny. And I remember saying, okay, well, I just want you to know, Gary or whatever his name was, that what I'm about to say, I would say to your face. And I proceeded to give him some honest feedback on the video.
That's the point, is that's not, the norm is not supposed to be for you to laugh. It's got to be good enough to make you laugh. What about
Hey, what? Hey, wait a minute. What?
Nothing, that'll also be cut out. When we get done with this, I feel like the whole thing will probably be about like 7 minutes. So
7 minutes. I'm sorry, I failed you guys.
Oh, the commercial. What are you talking about?
No, the whole thing. I'll probably cut it. Well, we got to cut out the Serbia thing.
Yeah,
for sure.
No, keep that. That's gold.
I can't.
I want to see my face whenever you said that. I can't imagine about Serbia.
Okay, so as far as the commercial goes, what are we going to talk about? We're not doing anything about that. No, that's not
on my this Saturday, I'm gonna bring that up, that you said Serbia on my show.
Can you please?
I'm gonna be like, well.
Oh yeah, because it's me who is the one. I had 2 options, and I just happened to choose a 50-50 fucking chance, and I just happened to choose the wrong one.
I mean,
I'm curious what you saw that said Serbia. That's the confusing part.
I have no idea. This was all her research.
Yeah.
Or lack.
Thanks for doing it. I appreciate it. You as well.
Like, let's wing it. Let's go in there. It's cool.
God, that makes me so mad. Oh, here it is. Oh no, Joey was correct. Do you relate to the Syrian culture, and are you religious? That's what Joey wanted to know.
Please don't answer.
Joey, that's an interesting question, Joey. The Syrian culture, there's many different types of cultures in Syria, Joey. And there are some religious aspects which vary from different religions, such as Christian, Muslim. There are some, but Druze, which is a minority faith in the Middle East, which I am a part of. I am the Druze. There are different, different old cultures.
I've never heard of that. What does that consist of, Druze?
It's a small minority, very small religious group, and we basically believe in a lot of the same basic rules as other people. For instance, don't kill, don't lie, treat others as you would like to be treated. We believe in a lot of the same prophets as other religions, such as Jesus, Buddha. Our faith is based not only on spirituality, but also on logic. So a lot of philosophers we actually look up to as well, like Socrates, Aristotle, Plato. And so it's a marriage of both logic and spirituality. We believe in one God, and we believe in reincarnation only through humans.
You should tell them about the reincarnation podcast we listened to the other day.
Okay.
Do you believe in reincarnation?
Well, he just said he does. Yeah.
Okay.
So we were just listening to it's Ashley Flowers who does the that really popular true crime podcast. Yeah, it's called Supernatural, but her other one is that really popular podcast. Can't remember what it's called. Anyway, she does the Supernatural one, and she had an episode on reincarnation. And this one little girl was in India, and
true story.
True story. And she was about 4 years old, and she had never spoke before. She had never said one word. So the parents are just convinced that she can't speak. Something's wrong with her.
Mm-hmm.
And when she turns about 6 years old, just instantly something changes, and she starts speaking like, "This is not my life. I have a husband." Perfect language, as if, even though she's never spoken before. She's like, "No, I have a husband. I am not a 6-year-old little girl. I have a life in, this other part of India."
Her name
and
was different.
She said, "My name is, whatever. I have a little boy. I gave birth to him in this date." And so they're like thinking, okay, well, you can speak, but you're just making all of this up.
Have you heard this story before?
No, I've heard many stories similar to it. I know somebody who remembers their past life too. But anyway, sorry, continue.
Okay, so
I'm curious about that.
I am too. This is just a very famous one, whatever, because she just died just a couple years ago or last year. And so they didn't take it seriously at first, but this was all she would talk about, to the point where she would just, be devastated about the fact that I am not this little girl. So eventually they ended up looking into it and contacting the guy that she said was her husband. And of course, it ended up being a real person, and they got a hold of him, and he said, that is exactly my late wife, who died a few years ago, around the time of when this little baby was born. And so they tried playing some, or not playing, but putting some tests into place. So like his brother was going to meet her first, and she immediately knew who this guy was, who was his brother. She's like, you are my husband's brother, and then it eventually got to a point where now it's a couple years later, she's going and visiting the town. She knows exactly how to get to her old house. She knows that it was painted white when it used to be yellow. She knows where stuff is hidden. She knows all these things. This little girl was totally reincarnated, and like these stories, this is what I love. I love these conspiracy, supernatural. I don't want to say it's not real, because obviously it is real. I mean, there's like, how could it not be real? How could a child not, like, this is to be real? And it was amazing. And then they had another story about a little boy, and he was, used to be like a pilot or something in the World War I.
Yeah.
It's crazy shit.
It blew my mind. What is your friend's story, though? Because I'm super curious, because you've heard this firsthand.
It's kind of sad. His friend accidentally shot him, and he died. And so he went back as he was getting older, but he had to cut ties with his previous family because they were just getting too attached and stuff like that. It was very emotional.
Oh my God.
Well, that's not what I was expecting.
Dude, like, this stuff.
But you know what? Listen, for anybody listening to this, I think it's important, regardless of whether you believe in this, whether you believe in an afterlife. I think the most important thing is to treat your fellow man with love, respect, be open to different points of views, and just be a good person. And I think deep down inside, we all know what that means. And sometimes you might grow up in a place where being good towards certain groups of people might not be accepted or anything like that, or respectful. But I think deep down inside, people know whether or not they're doing something that's truly good. And I believe in God, and I think if you genuinely have good intentions, life's not going to be perfect, but I think God looks out for those people who really want to change who have good intentions, and He stays with them for the long haul. And you just got to be patient and have faith and work hard.
I think being a good human is kind of the base of life. Like, you have to, it can sprout to every avenue of your life. It's like a tree. Kind of, that's how I see it. And that might be the hippie in me, but regardless of what religion you are, kind of what you just said, as long as you're a good human and you respect other people as a human being, regardless of what you think in many different avenues, it could be religion or anything that anyone could argue about. Anyway, we don't normally talk about that kind of stuff on our podcast, but I'm glad you brought it up, and I'm glad you're so open-minded about it, and I really appreciate your point of view. So thank you very much for that.
I will say that a lot of the questions that we got were based around your dating life, and I know that you don't want to talk about that, and that's fine, but I think people would appreciate you explaining why you don't want to talk about that, because when you told us it was simply about respect,
or
I would
even if it's like, do you prior to being on TV, obviously you were dating people. I'm assuming that you were dating people that were just like the normal dating scene, right? You just like, you knew them prior. So after being famous, do you think that it's a different dating life? You don't have to talk about your life specifically, but do you think
would you date a fan?
Is dating different after you've been on TV?
I want to know if you would date a fan, or if you now have to date in the industry.
That's a lot.
I think for everybody is different. And a concern, that somebody would have, maybe if they're single, is if they're trying to search for somebody, and, maybe they are famous. Is this person really like me for me? or for my money, or would it be different if I wasn't famous? Because there's a certain allurement that comes with being on television. I'm not super famous either. That's the thing. Like I'm really not. And but people change, regardless of dating or whatever. I kind of keep it low key, and it's really interesting watching some people change their attitude towards you when they find out that you're on TV and you're a working actor. You see them like, oh, well, what is, and you're like, ew. Like, what are you doing, man? Like, you didn't seem that interested.
I would stop talking to them if they did that to me.
I would at least change my facial expression and pretend it wasn't a big deal.
No, I would just be like, what is your problem? Mm-mm.
Who are you?
But I forgot the first part. There were so many parts to that question.
There was. Let me ask you. Hold on. Do you think prior to now, would you date a fan, or would they have to? If you knew right off the bat that they were a fan, wouldn't that kind of be a turnoff?
I don't know. It depends on the situation. And who knows? And I got to tell people, like, I don't talk, and I don't like to publicize if I'm dating a girl or not, because that's between me and the person I'm dating.
Yeah.
My personal private dating life is always going to be personal, because I get it. Some people like the Us magazines and the gossip magazines. I cannot deal with those. I cannot. If we're talking frankly, I cannot stand them, because I saw something last week I talked about on my podcast. This could have been Brad and Angelina's 20th wedding anniversary. And it's like, could you imagine having a horrible breakup? It's public. All right. And then you're still seeing shit about it 20 years later. Like, I did. What are we doing? Like, there's no other news?
No.
There's nothing else going on?
People want to hear about that. Is that they sell. It sells.
I guess it's better to hear about COVID. I'm tired of hearing about that. So
that shit sells, though. It does. I get where
you're like it, don't you?
I kind of, yeah.
That's fine. That's fine, but I just can't deal with it.
Listen, not in the way you're thinking. I would never buy an Us magazine, and I know that those are so fake. But do I look at do I want to hear about the court case that's going on, the ridiculous court case between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard? Yes, that is.
I don't give a shit, because
can you trust that information? Can you trust it?
But this is coming straight from the court. This is like real. Though? These are actual, lines or whatever that they're saying that are in court. Like, this is real.
I don't know.
Stuff she's
you
accusing
can
him
Google
of.
That shit and come up with.
They were in court, literally fighting about who shit in the bed. I mean, that's why it's like entertaining. Like, somebody left a shit in the bed and they're fighting about stuff like that. And yes, I want to read about that, because I do love Johnny Depp. He is massive. And I want to know if I like hearing about these weird things that these giant actors can stoop themselves to this low. Yes, I like hearing about it. You don't.
No, I don't watch the news. You know this.
I don't watch the news. I read about it.
I don't read it. I don't read or watch or listen at all. I'm oblivious in my own little world.
I don't know. I like it. Just depends who's involved in it. I like it. But I'm never going to read about The Bachelor. I'm never going to read about the YouTube stars, the TikTok stars. I'm never going to do that. It's going to be people that I'm actually invested in.
Do you have a TikTok?
I have an account. I just don't post anything. I just like watching videos on there, because if I had my way, I'd just be ghost. You just see me on TV or films, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
You never see me on the internet. That's what I would.
Exactly what I would do.
That's the goal.
Dude,
I can't wait to get to a point in my career, and then all of a sudden, I'm gone. People are like, whatever happened to that guy? Whatever happened? No, he's gone. He's on a mountain. Chilling.
What do you mean? Why would you want that?
Because I'm at a certain point. I just want to be on a mountainside by myself.
Okay, so you do want to have a normal life when you're done.
I don't know if normal would be the right word, but it's just a life that's not enveloped in the entertainment industry. I mean, at a certain point, I mean, who knows what's going to happen when I'm older? You know what I mean? But I like secluded living.
Do you have kids?
No.
Do you
I was
want
gonna
kids?
say not that I know of, but that's such like a like.
Yeah, we could all say that, right? So
No, not us.
what?
Actually, no, not all of us could say that. Specifically females, but
We've all been in that situation, is what I meant. So, do you want kids?
yeah, at a certain at a certain point, I think that'd be good.
Cool. Okay, that's all I was asking.
Did you want kids?
No.
Me either.
Yeah. Here we are.
Here we are. Cheers.
Yeah, I have some plans to do before I settle down. So I have some plans.
Cool.
Good.
That's the way it should be. Okay.
What's up? What are you guys thinking about right now? What are you guys thinking about? What were you gonna say?
No, nothing. I know for sure that I have show questions though that I wanted to ask you, but okay, actually, even if I have to cut this out, Mae Whitman is kind of a big deal, right? Like I have been watching her for so long. She was the little girl on Independence Day, right? Yes.
Yes.
God, yes.
I don't know the answer to that either, so it's okay if you don't know that.
What about? You can't say anything negative, but like, was she fun?
She was great. Oh yeah.
I really like her. So I am most curious about her over all others because I really like her. So she was also in Parenthood with Dax Shepard.
I also loved her role in Good Girls. She was my favorite.
Yeah, she's really funny. She's really cute. How much interaction did you actually have with these people if you didn't have a scene with them? Because you guys aren't just like all sitting around hanging out, are you?
Well, yeah, we are for certain scenes. So like when we're not shooting, like we're all hanging out in the the cast chairs or whatnot. But they were amazing, very friendly, down to earth. Everybody's extremely talented, loves to be on set. The production was so professional, and they were quick while shooting it. I really loved it.
Is that show over? Is it done?
Oh, they got renewed. They got renewed for another season, and just aired. Yeah, season 3 is airing overseas right now. Yeah.
But you don't
love that show.
Do you know for a fact you're not coming back?
No, I don't know. These kind of things you never know as an actor. They could bring you back, they could not. Until they contact my agent. My agent goes, "Hey, keep these dates open. They want to bring you back for Good Girls, possibly." I'm like, okay. But you just never know.
Sure, would be the 3 women. Like, I mean, there's no show without those 3 women, so they know.
No, the producers would know, the creators, the writers, because they are the ones who write the episodes and stuff like that.
Okay, all right. What is your favorite role so far that you've done?
It's hard. That's hard to say. I like my role in For the People. I really like my role in Good Girls. Awkward was fun. I've done some other guest spots that was good.
Awkward, you were such a big piece too. So, yeah.
What does your family think about your acting?
Question.
Like the roles you've played, do they have any opinions on that?
Yeah, I think in the beginning, they're very supportive, and then my mom was like, "You make the same face, Wesam. You make the same face in your acting roles," and I'm like, "Okay, I'll try not to."
Are they proud? They're proud of you though, right? Like
they are. Oh yeah, they're super proud. The funny thing is, my mom doesn't even have that bad of an accent, but I just love giving it to her just so she can say to me, "Why do you make me sound like I have a strong accent, Wesam?" I love it. I love it.
I like that. Okay, so I imagine it being like, again, I'm picturing Friends because that's my favorite show. So are they sitting in front of the TV waiting for the show to air and just press play, kind of like a commercial? I know that's not the days we live in.
Are they sitting
but that's what I'm
waiting
picturing.
like he's coming on at 7, and
like play because we don't
are
have
they
any
recording or do they just not care because you're their kid and they're just like, we'll watch it when we watch it?
That was so funny the way you were explaining that. It was like, what are the logistics of your parents watching you? I'm sure they get excited.
Parents, so I'm picturing my kid being an actor one day and So
no, I get what you're saying. Yeah, I'd never seen them watch me. I think maybe once or twice, but I don't remember those moments, so I have no clue. I would hope they were excited. That'd be so funny if they're like, this
They call
shit
you
again.
They don't call you they don't call and be like, we just saw episode 19 and we loved it, like right after it's done airing.
Yeah, that's happened before.
Okay. So this is they're used to it. So this is not like.
And it's not just you, it's your brothers too. Do you have sisters?
Do we have a sister? No. No sisters. Okay.
No, he has the brother that's gonna be a
The
dentist,
dentist,
and,
the
musician.
music one.
Musician.
What's his name? Your
William and Daniel.
William and Daniel.
William is the musician. Daniel's the dentist.
Why do you have such an authentic Syrian name and they don't?
Question. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a great question because I was born in Syria.
And they weren't.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, they were born in New York. That's literally the answer they gave.
He's the oldest. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm the oldest.
Do you speak Syrian?
Yeah, the Arabic. I speak Arabic with the Syrian and Lebanese dialect.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Okay, go ahead.
No, I don't speak Serbian though. Just in case you wanted to ask that question.
Is that a real thing? Is there Syrian? Oh, fuck off.
Wow, that went so above your head.
Fuck. All right, go ahead. Speak whatever you speak. Say something.
No. What? No.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
I should have had you audition for the roles in Arabic.
Okay, wait. I just had an idea. Forget that.
Fuck you.
What if we
All right.
casting roles? What if you come up with one and then we can try to audition?
Oh,
Okay.
I would like that.
Hi.
It's on the
Okay, you
fly.
guys ready? Cool.
We'll try.
Hi, thanks for coming into the room. We're shooting this project. It's kind of going to be a new thing, and we're looking. The opening scene of the film is going to be two sisters. They're having a good time, but they're a little nervous because they're getting some blood work done, and they actually might be related to each other. They're actually friends. They're friends, but they think they might be related, and one of you will receive a text saying that you are sisters, and one of you loves it and the other one hates it.
Okay.
I'll hate it. You love it.
Okay. All right.
All right. Ready? Rolling. Sound. Action.
So, yeah. Oh shit! I just got a text. Oh
Oh,
god, I think
okay,
this is
well,
our results. Hold
What
on.
is it, Jimmy?
Wait, Jimmy from the.
Jimmy,
blood?
your boyfriend.
No, that's something else. That's
Oh.
his nudes. This
Right.
is actually from Tom over at the blood bank. Holy shit! Holy shit!
Oh, good, cool.
Oh my god, our
What did he
results
say?
came in. Our results came in.
All right.
Okay. I have some news. It's not fucking great news. We're fucking sisters. We're sisters. Yeah. He just said that we are fully fucking related. So.
Okay, cut. That was a good first take. That was awesome. I forgot to mention, you're going to be, you need to be from, how do I explain this? We'd like you to have a Jamaican accent. All right. And you're from Russia. So let's do that again. Okay.
Oh, I'm from Russia?
Yeah. And you have a Jamaican accent. And rolling.
They did. Okay.
Action.
Oh, mama, I got to be. I got this message. Oh, man, I got this message. It says, oh, fuck, well, sister.
Cut. I'm sorry. Does your character have a throat cancer? Just Jamaican accent. It's fine.
What else do they say other than
I
mom?
don't even know
I want to be
Russian.
the Russian one.
No.
Just be Russian then. Okay,
I
go.
don't even know Russian. Give me an example.
It's like, you know. It's like, wait. What are sisters? Yeah, maybe that could work. What are sisters?
Me sisters.
No, yeah, I think that's kind of like right? Like,
You know what? Instead of Russian, just be from like a Mexican accent would be fine.
Oh, can I just be like English, or you can be
Mexican's
Mexican?
more familiar.
All right,
we're in Texas.
We're in Texas.
No, you're Jamaican still, and you're Mexican.
Oh, fuck. All right, go ahead. Mexican. Oh.
Jesus
Go.
Christ.
You're happy
Is
about
this
it.
like ghetto? What, like ghetto Mexican? Or
Are you saying all Mexicans are ghetto?
No, that's not what I'm saying. What kind of part of Mexico?
You can't ask. The casting director's sitting there waiting.
You got just make a choice. Just make a choice. Yeah, we're fine with anything. Yeah.
Oh my God, well, I'm not actors for a reason. All right, what is? Oh my gosh! Hallelujah! How are we doing it? Oh my God, I'm so excited! Oh, you're gonna be sisters!
Oh, Mom, I am telling you, I am not happy about this. Oh, I sound Mexican too.
Thanks. You guys are hired. You guys are hired. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much.
That was real rough.
That was really fun.
We need to practice next time.
I don't know what a Jamaican accent sounds like.
Jamaicans like, yeah, man.
Yeah, that's it. That's all anybody knows how to say is "yeah, man."
We be jamming.
Oh, like Cool Runnings.
Yeah, just be like really relaxed. Right? Maybe I should have been Jamaican man.
Yeah, you should have done that one. Oh. It sounds very sexual.
Well, that's not what I was going for.
All right, give us one more. Let's do one more. Come on, give us.
You sure?
Yeah, I love this.
Is this fun for you? Because it's fun for us.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
All right. Okay, we're gonna do a different scenario. This time, you're telling your friend of your lifetime childhood friend that you're a spy for the
KGB.
no, for the Germans, okay? And she's upset by this.
Who's
So
the spy?
she is.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I have German accent?
German accent.
Yeah.
I took German.
It has to come up. It has to come up in the middle of after you explain to her. Your German accent has to come out. You can talk in regular English, and then when you disclose the information to her. All right. Rolling action.
Alyssa.
Yeah.
I really have to. I had to tell you something.
Oh, okay. What?
We've been friends for a while now.
Are you a lesbian? Because I've like
I wish that's what I had to say.
Oh. Okay. It's
so
chlamydia.
You know how I've been kind of like in and out, and like weird things have been happening. So I kind of. Are you ready?
Yeah.
I am a spy.
You're fucking not.
I've been spying on you.
Spying on me?
For 3 years now.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And who's been making you spy on me?
Into your window at night.
Oh. Okay. Is somebody making you spy on me?
No.
The Germans. The Germans have made you spy on me.
Yes.
Okay.
I just wanted. I had to tell you. I have to tell you.
I'm sorry. Okay, so why are the Germans making you spy on me, Kristen?
I can't tell you that.
Okay.
Cut. Wow. That was.
You're not even in the scene.
No, I think if Daniel Day-Lewis saw that, he would reconsider going back into acting, knowing that he hasn't reached the pinnacle.
Full. Absolutely.
Yeah. I really think you should send this to his reps and let them know, like, you think Daniel Day-Lewis is good? Watch this.
I would hire you.
That was not good. I would like to see you as a spy. But anyways,
that
was really fun. Thank you so much.
was
some casting roles.
that was a lot of fun, and this has been a lot of fun.
Yes,
for sure, 100%.
because it's goodbye. So we'll wrap it up. But thank you.
Thank you
much for joining us.
Thank you, guys. It's been a blast.
I hope you.
Maybe one day we can come to LA and actually meet you in person.
Maybe.
The next week.
No,
Ready
absolutely.
for a
Absolutely.
wild ride? We can do that.
Yeah.
We can schedule something. I know you come out here every so often, so let's try to put something in the works. Let's see how this episode gets. Hopefully, it's some positive feedback. I think it will. I'm going to share it.
I mean,
After the Serbia thing, yeah. I mean, I'm sure.
we talked about
100%. How was your weekend? We saying, well, I went on a podcast where they thought I was Serbian, so that was cool.
not they, our listeners.
No, just one of them thought I was Serbian.
No, it's both of you. Don't try to, dude. That's so not cool. You try to just, yeah. You guys are in this together.
It was one of our.
I mean, that's
that.
fine. You know what? Bad publicity is still good.
You're right.
Publicity.
Right.
So that's all right.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. Yeah, we're gonna chop this up.
Is there anything else?
Slice it up.
Anything else we need to talk about or want to talk about or?
Probably. I mean, but I don't know.
We can talk about a lot more, but I think we everything we wrote down we covered, right?
I don't know. I'll contact you if I figure out anything else. Isn't that how people end these things? Bert Kreischer, you listening? Is this how it goes? Okay. Thank you so much.
Are you asking me or Bert Kreischer? Because he's not going to respond. He's not here.
I'm going to respond right now. He's going to me.
It's like, Bert, are you there?
Oh, I thought the airwaves with the podcasters could just intertwine and they could automatically hear us.
Oh, it doesn't work like that?
Great. So here we are, Sticks and Stones. Go ahead and follow us on everything, Sticks and Stones Pod at gmail.com. And Wesam, tell us about your Instagram, your whatever you want to promote.
Your radio.
Thank you. I have a podcast. Just tell us whatever you want to do, okay? And make it quick. Wesam, that's me. I'm Wesam Keesh. You can follow me at Wesam Keesh. I have a podcast called Wesam's World. Follow us on YouTube. You can subscribe to us, Wesam's World Podcast. We're on Instagram, Wesam's_world. Because the son of a bitch who has Wesam's World won't respond to me. And that's fine. That's fine. But they're obviously a son of a bitch.
People gonna have that name.
Right?
One person.
Now, do I wish them ill will? Of course not. No, thank you so much, ladies. This has been an absolute pleasure. I'm so glad we met on the Matchmaker website, not a dating site, but a site for podcasters and guest podcast people. Shout out to them as well. Shout out to Adobe Radio. And yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. And this will be on YouTube as well. We're going to post, I think it's just our second video on YouTube. So probably should get started on that.
Yeah, don't tag me.
Okay.
We're going to have, so we want to have 2 listeners. I mean, thank you so much. And we'll chat with you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Is this a real goodbye or is this just the edit place for your goodbye? Because I wasn't sure. And I didn't want to just hang up and you guys are like, oh shit, he just left. He really wanted to get out of it.
That's rude. Oh, it's a fake goodbye. So goodbye to only the people listening.